Hurts, slant, Brown, lunge, touchdown Philadelphia. A.J. Brown snatched it out of the air for the score. Check swing, well hit ball, and there it goes. Number 300 for Ken Griffey Jr. One of the youngest ever in the major leagues to reach the 300 home run plateau.
Bothered by Lou. Iverson. How about that? Steps over to Ron Lou. 7 straight points by Iverson.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Football here on the Louis Sports Network. We in the Caesars Superdome. Shout out to the Saints Nation and shout out to Ravens Nation. Who that? Saints Nation. Who that? Saints Nation. Shout out to New Orleans Saints fans and Baltimore Ravens fans everywhere watching. This is the Louis Sports Network presenting to you Ravens against the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Ravens coming in at 5-3, while the Saints are 3-5, 2-3 record at home, while the Ravens are 3-1 away. So right now, real quick, gonna look at the quarterback matchup. We got Andy Dalton, who's taking place of Jameis Winston, who I know he's been injured. He didn't even play great when he was even healthy, but you know he's been injured. So Andy Dalton, right now on the season, 105 passes out of 161 pass attempts. He's got almost 1,200 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, in the replacement of Jameis Winston. We got Lamar Jackson, obviously the electrifying quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, former MVP. He's completed 148 passes out of 235 attempts, which is, you're looking at what, 66, 67% of his passes completed, 1,635 yards. Remember, he also runs on the ground because Baltimore has a great running game. The best running game in all of football. 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions by Lamar Jackson on the season. Smash the like. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as we get ready for Ravens and Saints. Game is scheduled to start at 8:15 Eastern time. So the game is starting in about 13 minutes. So make sure you get yourself ready, grab some snacks, get ready for this commentary for both in the booth and here on the Louis Sports Network. Shout out to everybody that is coming in to join and check out the game. Appreciate that. Let me see if I can get the volume.
It's not just another Monday night.
It's not another Monday night. Who you got winning tonight? Ravens or Saints? Shout out to Ryan in the building. What's up? Spell my name wrong, man. No, I'm just playing. All right, so we got our first little buffer, but hopefully things will be working in copacetic. So far, though, internet has been.
In the AFC North. Another year, another team for Andy Dalton.
So I think the Ravens are without Mark Andrews tonight. He's supposed to be out. Baltimore's got Gus Edwards. Oh, wait, maybe Mark Andrews is playing tonight because injury update. We still got the linebacker Josh Bynes is out. David Ohabo's out. Gus Edwards is out. Tylen Wallace, the wide receiver for the Ravens, is out, and the guard Ben Cleveland is out. For the Saints, we have Jarvis Landry is out. Wyatt Davis, the guard, is out. Mark Ingram, the second, who I already know. Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback, is out, and Nick Vannon is out.
Lamar Jackson, they've got injuries all over the place. They really ask a lot out of him. Well, they really do, and they're going to be asking a lot from him again tonight. You can't imagine that he can do more than what he's already done.
On Monday Night Football, averages 221 yards passing, 90 rushes on the ground, 2 rush touchdowns, has thrown 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Lamar actually really takes care of the ball. Shout out to Chan. He says, I think the Saints are going to win. Okay. I picked the Ravens, but I will say this, though. The Ravens defense is going to have their hands full with the passing attack of the Saints. So I think if the Saints can do a good job of really controlling the passing game, it's going to be a long night for the Baltimore Ravens because their pass defense is really – I know they've had some injuries in their secondary.
Which is like the worst thing you can say about a quarterback.
But even then, so, you know, they've really struggled. Oh, my goodness. Wait, Jeff Saturday is now the head coach of the Colts? Are you serious?
To this offense, of course, nothing's changed over the years.
Former center for Peyton Manning, Jeff Saturday? Shit. And he was good at center. He was good. I felt like that was until they always played the Patriots. felt like that's when all right, looks like this thing is going to be a little bit of an issue. Let's see if it could reload once again, because I just don't want it to interrupt. I don't want it to interrupt the great play, you know. Shout out to Chase Fan who says, bro H. I think you're trying to say bro. I'm not sure. For those of you who are asking if I can show the game, I cannot. So it's game audio and also play-by-play if you want to listen to the game. This is for people who are not able to watch the game at home. For those who tend to listen on the radio, if they're out on the road, but the game is not going to be played. I cannot show that for copyright reasons. So that's why the game will not be shown on the channel. But make sure to hit the like button. Shout out to Daniel Berry, the GOAT, in the building. What is up? What's going on? Let's see if I can refresh this page again, and hopefully the stream can start so that I can listen to the game audio, because the game audio. Let me see what my coverage is on the internet. No, it's on 5G. Let me click this off and then click this back on. Like I said, folks, games should be starting in about 8 minutes, so just bear with me. Were there any NFL games that you guys liked yesterday that you saw? I know Kansas City came back after trailing 17-9 against the Titans, and they came back and won that game. So in overtime, so it was a good game. Damn, the Saints average almost 270 in the air. Oh, I'm like, what is that sound? But that's an ad. That is an ad. Let's see if I can get another one to work. It's probably going to be behind, most likely. But this one's working much better. Baby, baby, baby. So this one probably might be a little bit more behind, but it's all right, man. I could deal with that. All right, so once we return to action, we are going to play the game audio right here on the Louis Sports Network. Hopefully we get ourselves a good crowd. Definitely appreciate people took the time to listen to the commentary, man, right here on the channel. I can't wait to do this game. I'm super excited. Is this going to be a slow grind out game, or do you think this is going to be a shootout? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. You can't really determine who's going to win by guessing. It will depend on their performance.
Hey, Joe, well, Roquan Smith said he had no idea what was coming when he was told last Monday after a workout that Bears GM Ryan Poles wanted to see him in his office. He just assumed it was to talk about an extension.
Let me put it this way. I feel like performance is usually going to be determined once the game starts, but you make analysis depending on what happens, because anything can happen in throughout the course of the game.
Who's been a tackling machine for the first 5 years of his NFL career. Smith's 83 tackles entering week 9 were a league high. Smith called the last 8 days a whirlwind. He got emotional when his former teammate Robert Quinn was traded 2 weeks ago. So he said it was definitely tough when it was his turn to say goodbye to everyone in Chicago. He flew to Baltimore last Tuesday morning, went directly to the facility, and has spent the last several days practicing with his
former
team
Bear
and
Robert
learning
Smith.
the playbook. Smith said tonight will definitely feel different being on the field in a Ravens uniform and with a new number, 18, because the number 58 is already worn by nose tackle Michael Pierce. And Smith said, you got to let the big boys keep what they need. It was just 3 months ago that Smith requested a trade from Chicago after becoming frustrated with contract extension negotiations. He said, it's crazy how life just works itself out, with him now playing for a contender and with Lamar Jackson. Smith said, I couldn't have asked for a more amazing opportunity. Joe?
Lisa, thank you. We'll have a spotlight on Roquan tonight, no doubt about it.
I mean, they definitely need, though.
Rushing the passer. Better and better.
They need some receivers, though, man.
18 and Tyus Bowser. You've been watching the progressive Monday night.
Ravens need some wideouts.
Coming up next.
I need to know if Mark Andrews is playing tonight. Oh, so we're on commercial break. Smash the like, hit that subscribe button. So I'm gonna give him a second, guys. Just checking something on the phone just to see if it's working. Oh, Chanel says, yeah, I'm just trying to say that one's analysis of each team based on their past performances won't always reflect their current state, and their performances might differ from their previous ones. Oh, yeah. That's well known. That's well known. You just basically say what's, basically say you just kind of grade on their past performance, but like I said, the games are always going to be different depending on who they play. But like I said, some things could change during the course of the game that might change the outcome. You go in thinking, you think the Saints are going to win because of so-and-so and so-and-so. But like I said, I'm interested to see how the passing attack of the Saints is going to do against the Ravens secondary, because the Ravens, they allow a lot of pass yards during the season because the secondary is not as strong. And they do have some good corners, but it's just that teams have been able to make big plays on them, because the Ravens have a solid run defense, but the passing attack and the secondary is where they hurt. So I'm saying if the Saints can find a way to get their receivers involved, it's going to be tough for the secondary, for the Ravens defensively, if they're able to, get a really good passing attack. That's going to depend on the coaching. If the offensive scheme calls good plays for Andy Dalton, if they can do that, it's going to be a long night for the Ravens. And then the Saints got their hands full with the running attack of Baltimore as well. So that's, it ain't going to be easy in terms of that, because Baltimore is very good on the ground. But yeah, it's definitely going to depend, though. All right, we should be starting in just a bit. Here we go. That famous music.
Welcomes you to the following presentation.
Welcome.
Of the National Football League.
Thanks for the invitation. I would gladly take it for Monday Night Kickoff. Week 9, baby.
You got to take advantage of the opportunity today. Touchdown, Ravens!
Here we go.
It's going to be a Saints touchdown. Touchdown. Kenyon Drake. Oh, my God. The taste of TD.
It's a shame Kenyon Drake doesn't get used enough. He's a good running back.
Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens head to the Big East.
They never really used the most of his opportunities when he was with Arizona. Well, that was because after they got D-Hop, he became the primary target a lot more than they really did running the football. He's a good running back. Caesar Superdome. Who dat in the Big Easy? A packed house crowd here in New Orleans, man. Saints Nation, let me hear y'all, man. They cheering for their Saints. Look at that. There's Lamar Jackson game face on.
They know how to party down in New Orleans, and they know how to do it inside this dome.
John
Supporting
Harbaugh.
their Saints. Ravens won the toss. They defer, so we will see Andy Dalton.
Man, crowd's electric tonight. I think it comes down to who your team is. You can't really predict it. You just have to pray your team wins, and it'll be a good game.
Pretty good.
I mean, I agree with that to some extent.
Coming off a shutout win here against Las Vegas, they're sitting at 3-5.
If you know who your team is and you know the opposition, there's some things that you can worry about. But the thing is, you can make predictions. It's always going to be if you can do this and if you can do this well.
Mr. Justin Tucker,
you just got to hope that you take advantage of teams' mistakes.
Best kicker in NFL history. There's not many things in life that aren't arguable, but that's one of them. He will kick it away.
All right, smash the like button, hit that subscribe. We're getting ready for kickoff.
For the Saints, got a lot of speed. He'd like
no problem with that channel, man. Tonight. No doubt for the Saints. All right, getting ready for kickoff. Here is Tucker on the kick, and we are underway in the Big Easy. So the Ravens will get the ball in the second half, and that's going to be a touchback to start.
When we talked to Andy Dalton, I know it caught your attention, Troy.
So Saints will get the ball to start. Here's Andy Dalton. The Red Rocket, baby.
He's had a different offense.
He's having a good season, though. 65% of his passes, almost 1,200 yards.
Sixth consecutive start.
He's having a solid year.
Job of getting the ball out on time, not turning it over. And you combine that with a pretty good defense, and it's a nice formula for New Orleans. Well, it's a great formula for most teams. And
all right, first series for the Saints.
In the early part of this year, a lot of sacks,
first and 10. Here we go. First play. Play action. Kamara trips, escapes the pressure, and throws on the run, and it's a first down. Lave catches it for the reception. First down for the Saints. Here we go. Mark Ingram the second, Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas, that great wide receiver. We got Trevor Penning at the tackle, going up against the defense of Marshawn Lattimore and Bradley Roby on the corners for the secondary for the Baltimore Ravens.
But they don't have Mark Ingram. They don't have Jarvis Landry. It's a long list.
First and 10. Saints got some injuries. All right, they give it to Kamara on the run, trying to go past the line of scrimmage, but he can't. Marcus Peters with the tackle. That great play.
Well, when you look at the success that the Saints have had over the last
all right, that'll be second down.
It really has come because they've committed more to the running game. They ran the ball well in the first 4 games of the year, but in the last 4 games, they have run with more rushing attempts, and Baltimore comes into this game knowing that they've got to be able to handle that run game. A good start when you've got Marcus Peters off the edge making the tackle.
All right, they send number 89 in motion. They once again hand it off to Kamara for the run. Kamara gets about 3 yards on the play. So that should be that'll be 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 for the Saints.
Yeah, this defense for the Baltimore Ravens
this is a good run defense.
Different look this year.
It's a good run defense still.
Defensive coordinator Mike McDonald, after the last 4 years with Wink Martindale, you could always bet in this situation on 3rd down, you're going to get blitzed.
First season as Raven defensive coordinator Mike McDonald for the Ravens.
Rush 4. They'll still mix it in. They've been able to get after the quarterback.
They love to send. They're going with a 4-man rush, and they got to get rid of it. Wow, incomplete and.
He led the Ravens in sacks last year.
All right, and the Saints are forced to punt.
Achilles tendon in the season finale.
And the Saints are forced to punt.
Last year. And his first action, he's right in the face of Dalton. Just a breakdown.
Ryan says that LeBron is injured. Man, I'm sorry, man. Listen, since the first game of the season, they've been saying, "Oh, he got issues with his foot." I don't want to hear it. Say he had a foot strain since they played the Warriors. Funny how it happened against the Warriors.
Punt coming from Gillikin with Duvernay.
And now that the fans are starting to turn on LeBron wants to sit.
Waiting for it
with a foot injury, excuse me. Kawhi Leonard's worse, so don't get me started on that clown because he's acting like one. All right, we got a fair catch, and here come the Ravens' first series with Lamar Jackson.
For number 8. Here comes Lamar. No score.
All right, so we got a timeout, I believe, with 13:01 remaining here in the first quarter. And right now, it is a scoreless game. The Ravens about to start their series after the fair catch was called on special teams. So the Saints got a good first down on the pass by Andy Dalton, but after that, the offense pretty much stalled on that first series, so they were forced to punt. But yeah, getting back to LeBron James, the problem with him is now Russ sat out, twice? And both times the Lakers lost. Now, LeBron thinks that if he pulls this off, he's hoping that the Lakers look abysmal without him, so that they can say, you see, they need LeBron to win. All of this is by design. It's a plan. And it's a shame because I really wish that I could just appreciate the greatness of LeBron, but he ruins that with his clownish, narcissistic behavior. So when he does that, it makes it hard to root for him. And then the worst part is his fans continue to make excuses for him, which is what kills me. It's like, dude, he's clearly playing bad, and you have an excuse every time. It's somebody else. It's an injury this. It's he's 38 this. It's like, wow, he's the best 38-year-old we've ever seen, and then, oh, he's 38. Like, you can't have it both ways. Like, when he doesn't play well, you got to call it out. You got to call it out. I really don't see the big deal. It doesn't change his legacy because you criticize on his poor play. Like, I remember Kobe's last few years, man. The media called him out and said how terrible he looked, and they wanted him out of the NBA. And it took NBA players, current NBA players, during that 2016 season that called out the media for disrespecting Kobe the way they did. The problem is what LeBron has done is why I don't think he's going to get that same kind of respect. It's going to be tough. But, you know, like I said, this ain't a hate thing. It's just that, bro, we notice it.
Lamar Jackson is doing it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, back to live action. We are with Lamar Jackson.
He's done that since he was the
1,635 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2 rush touchdowns, 17 total, 553 rush yards. This guy is about to do 2,000 pass yards and 1,000 rush yards in the same season. I think he's already done that. Oh, that's right. Deshaun Jackson's on this team.
And it was 35 years old. Is out
He
there
can still run.
his first action.
They need some receivers, man. Here we go. 1st and 10. I think they sent Jackson in motion.
Handoff to
Kenyon Drake. And Drake gets himself 3 yards. I got Kenyon Drake on my fantasy team.
We showed you the long list.
That was a gain of 3, I
for the
think.
Ravens.
Here we go. Here's the injuries.
Backs are out. Rashad Bateman
Nose
out
tackle
for
Michael
most of the
Pierce,
year.
Kyle Fuller, the corner. Rashard Bateman is out. Jawan James is out. How come they didn't highlight Mark Andrews? He's big too. And then you got Dobbins and Gus Edwards. That's a lot of injuries for the Ravens too. All of those guys are expected to miss the rest of the season. Here we go. 2nd and 8. 2-yard gain by Kenyon Drake on the first series for the Ravens.
It's hard to say it, but I still believe he's very underrated.
Ravens in the shotgun.
A huge loss not having him in this
Lamar,
game tonight.
3-step drop. 4-man rush by the Saints. Escapes the pressure. Lamar, and he gets down, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Tyrion Matthew making the play. No gain. But we got a flag.
No gain on the play. Here's the call. Illegal use of hands.
Defense. I knew it. I knew they was going to call that. I knew they was going to call that.
So they get Marcus Davenport. Who doesn't
So
have
Davenport
sack
gets the
numbers in
penalty.
2022, but he's
16-yard penalty, automatic first down.
a
Illegal use of
disruptive
hands.
Player up front for the Saints, and with the hands to the face, it's an automatic first down.
Yeah, there it is. That's a good call. The officials are
Nope.
on top
Yep.
of it. Lamar, he had.
Sorry, man, he
receiver
got
right in
caught.
front of him. Sometimes, as good as he's been, throwing from the pocket. He's
All right, 1st and 10 for the Ravens after the penalty.
Player of the month.
Lamar about to call the play. We got 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Actually, no, 2. I'm sorry. Ravens going with 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers set. Here's Jackson looking to throw and just throws it down. Incomplete.
Short for Josh
That was short. 2nd and 10.
Ball came out weird. I don't know if Jackson was hit. 2nd and 10.
Got pressure back in him, and
I don't think he was hit
Jackson,
because
we talked about him.
there was nobody near him when he threw that
And
ball.
this is where he wanted to go with the football. He didn't like the look and then he got tied up on him, and then with the pressure, he wasn't able to get
Deshaun
to
Jackson, first game this season, elevated from the practice squad tonight.
Deshaun Jackson, he's, 33, 35 years old, but the last couple of
this
years,
guy Aikman said 33, as if he wasn't sure.
Even at his age.
Once again, Duke. All right, to send the player in motion, and Kenyon Drake, 56 on the tackle, loss of 1 yard. So now we got 3rd and long.
They are really instinctive and really fast, and they don't waste any steps. That time left guard.
Great pressure by the Saints D-line. Demario Davis on the tackle, 1,054 career tackles, 3rd among active NFL players. Third and 11. Saints fans in a frenzy. Wow, 40+% completions on 3rd downs in 6 straight games. That's a franchise record for the Ravens. Here we go, shotgun. Lamar escapes the pressure, throws down the middle. It's incomplete. How about Williams on the deflection? And the Ravens are going to punt.
Plays a lot of man coverage, and I know in the years in talking with Dennis Allen, he has always stressed that he wants to see his corners challenge these receivers. And last week they did it as good as
so the Saints went with a 4-man rush and were in man coverage.
That they're coming up, they're playing press, man coverage. We've seen it on that opening drive.
Well, definitely saw press because they were being physical with the Raven receivers. Here we go, a short punt. It's going to bounce, and a great bounce, and that looks like it's about the 17-yard line. So that's going to be on the Saints pinned on their own 17.
They left the foot of Jordan Stout, the rookie, ends up a 57-yard punt. Second possession, Saints. No score.
All right, so we're going to take a commercial break. It looks like the ball's going to be on their own 17-yard line. So right now, no score after the punt. It's too bad they couldn't call a fair catch on that if one of the guys from special teams were to receive the football. But because no one was near, it was hard. Couldn't call it. Well, so far through each series for both teams, the D-line's done a really good job of stopping the run, not allowing any type of advantage. Yeah, going back to Chase fan, like I said before, I picked the Ravens to beat the Saints. I think the Saints have the better weapons on offense. But both teams are dealing with a lot of injuries, though. A lot of injuries.
Sir Jeff Hurd.
All right, still on commercial break. Damn, I thought we were back. Chris Wedge, shout out to Chris Wedge in the building, Gas Master like it that subscribe. He says, what kind of money would you pay Lamar Jackson? $300 million, or would you franchise tag him twice and let him burn out? $300 million is too much for a quarterback. Depending on how much of that money is guaranteed, and then on top of that, it's like, what other moves can we really make?
The fun city of New Orleans, Louisiana, now inside a dome that is
into the Big Easy.
hosted 7 Super Bowls.
I wouldn't go $300 million. I think that's a little too much for a quarterback.
The last one, the Baltimore Ravens and John Harbaugh.
Luckily for the Chiefs, they were able to find a replacement, but
Super Bowl 47,
a couple of replacement
2013
pieces after they lost Tyreek Hill after Patrick Mahomes signed that big contract.
Second possession.
Here we go, 1st and 10 in the shotgun. Kamara on the left, looking to block.
This one over the
And for the throw, oh, it's on the first throw with deflected and it's interception. But there's a flag and it's intercepted.
And he'll return it out of bounds inside the 15, but let's see if it counts. The Saints don't think it will.
And that might be on the defense, though.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 36.
Foul, automatic first down.
Against Chuck Clark. And that wipes away the interception.
Damn, Ravens would have had an opportunity to score.
He challenges him off the line of scrimmage. Juwan Johnson there underneath, and a lot of both guys kind of grabbed onto each other.
They did, but
definitely contact coming off the ball, and still one. Obviously,
Clark was a little more aggressive in his, even though both guys were grabbing each other.
So Clark.
Ready? First down at the 22.
Here's Dalton. Quick throw. Washington makes the catch, and that's going to be about gain of 6.
Meanwhile, when the punt happened from the Ravens and the rookie Jordan Stout with Rashid Shaheed waiting for it, he had a chance to catch that punt. He let it bounce. Ended up better than a 50-yard punt. It cost.
All right, 2nd and 3. Same special teams, 26-yard difference in field position by not fielding punt.
As they face a 2nd down and 3 here.
Could have called the fair catch where he was at. They send Thomas in motion. They give it to Kamara, and Kamara gets tackled right behind the first down line. Looks like it's about a yard short, so it's going to be 3rd and 1, I believe.
If the Ravens can play run defense like this, you see the two safeties, they're deep. But Roquan Smith, I mean, this is what he was off to a great start in Chicago. The things that he's been able to do, just an outstanding player. What a great fit he is for this Baltimore defense. With the legacy they have at linebacker, just seems to
Saints
be a perfect
are
marriage between
13 for 14 on 3rd and 1. Kamara, and that'll be 13 for 15.
Play made by Smith again. And the Saints, who had been a league best 13 of 14 in picking up first downs on 3rd and 1, they lose a yard and have to punt.
And then I got to punt again. Roquan Smith once again.
Roquan Smith, you're going to see him. Nobody's able to get to him. They cover up the lineman. They're not able to get a block on him.
2 big plays on back-to-back downs.
Marlon Humphrey as well off the edge. So already, in addition to Roquan Smith,
and then good help by Humphrey on the assist.
Now we see Marlon Humphrey.
So now the Saints have to punt.
Gilligan hits it. Another fair catch.
And we got a fair catch call.
46-yard punt. Lamar Jackson back to work. No score in New Orleans.
All right, so right there for the Saints, they had to punt as well. And the thing is, you can see Roquan Smith did a great job. Great job of tackling Alvin Kamara, making sure that he didn't get past that first down mark. Just a good job with good anticipation, and then just good job with his tackling, because I thought he did a great job of tackling him with his arms straight up, coming right at you physically, and then bringing him down. So I thought that was really good, smart tackling by Roquan Smith. 2 big plays on 2nd and 3rd down. And as you guys just heard, so the league average on 3rd down on teams converting on 3rd and 1 is 65%. The Saints came in best in the league in 3rd and 1s. They converted 93% of the time. It's now going to drop down to 87 because Roquan Smith made sure to add a second miss to the Saints' 3rd and 1. Incredible efficiency. So they're way above league average, but it took a little bit of a dip with that big play by Roquan Smith forcing the punt. So big ups to him. And then the Ravens are going to take over in the series with Lamar Jackson. So let's see what the Ravens do in their second series. So far, Saints 2 punts. Ravens have 1. We'll see what they do in their second series when we come back. Chris West says, for WWE wrestling news, it's fantastic to see Big E on his feet again. Watched him as the guest announcer last night at the season finale of NASCAR. Well, I haven't seen Big E since he broke his neck. was doing great things. Obviously, has had an incredible run with the New Day, became WWE champion. It's unfortunate that he broke his neck. I thought his career might have been over, but the fact that he's on his feet again is great. But I know he's on borrowed time, especially with people who suffer a severe neck injury like that, which almost could lead you to not walking. But hey, we're back.
Before the game, out of her food truck, the F-word food truck. And there is DeMario and Tamala. A nice moment. Dancing with his wife at the end. They do a lot of work supporting the New Orleans community in conjunction with their Devoted Dreamers Foundation. And
big ups to DeMario Davis and his wife. Big ups.
Covered his games time and time again. Second team All-Pro the last 2 years.
All right, Ravens second series getting started. Smash a like, hit that subscribe.
It's been fantastic, and hats off to him and his wife for all the great work they're doing in the community also.
From the 24.
We got a run play. Lamar.
Justice Hill is going to be.
Was that the fullback?
Down after a gain of 4.
You start looking at this game offensively for Baltimore, and you have to ask
all right.
yourself. Just
so they give it to Hill. He gets 4 yards on the play.
In the league. No
2nd and 6.
In the NFL throws to the tight end more than Lamar Jackson does, and of course that's because he's got Mark Andrews. But now without him,
Greg Roman, offensive coordinator in his 4th year with the Ravens. 2nd and 6. Under 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. So they got 3 wide receivers. Lamar off the play action, quick throw. Nice throw.
And Jackson's able to get it to Duvernay.
Did Duvernay get the first down?
Just short of first down yardage,
okay.
It appears.
So it's 3rd and 1.
Duvernay becomes that guy now that he's now.
That's a gain of 7 yards.
With Bateman going down,
Ravens wide receivers, they're dead last in receptions per game and yards per game since Lamar's been a starter.
That he might not.
But the thing is, they've had injuries to their team.
With a groin injury, there he is there to pretend. And that would have really been a hit for this offense.
Send Eddie Ford in motion to the right. They give it to the fullback, and he gets a first down.
Fullback required, and he got it, a gain of 2.
I can't imagine him ever being stopped, quite honestly. You know, we don't get a chance to call many Baltimore Ravens games, but, man, I love this guy. Number 42 right there. You're talking about a guy over 300 pounds that plays fullback, plays tight end. He's essentially an offensive lineman, and then he just cleans people out.
Patrick Richard in his 6th year, college out of Maine, 6'3", 300 pounds. 1st and 10. Play action. Lamar looking. Nice throw. Beautiful throw by Lamar Jackson to Deshaun Jackson. Jackson to Jackson. From Jackson to Jackson. LJ to DJ for the first.
11,000 receiving yards in his career.
He actually almost slipped right there.
He gets Alontae Taylor, the rookie, turned around. I can't even imagine.
Really nice throw football by Lamar Jackson. First down for the Ravens.
Deshaun Jackson over the years. And now you're facing him on Monday night with his speed. You imagine how nervous he is out there thinking he's going to run right by him.
There are the numbers.
Deshaun Jackson. He averages almost 18 per game for his career. Crazy. Yeah. They give it over to Kenyon Drake. Gets about 5 on the play.
Send it down to Lisa Salter.
Gets about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5.
I heard you're going to be 36 next month, and he said, "Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a number."
Deshaun Jackson, 3-time Pro Bowler. Most recent was 2013. 2nd among active NFL wide receivers, man. To get all those yards, that dude's fast. Fast. In his prime, fast.
He said, "I know the work that I put in. I know what I'm still capable of."
He had a lot of injuries in his career. There was some immaturity he had. Definitely was so talented when he was with Donovan McNabb when he started with the Eagles. Lamar Jackson fakes it. Looking, and he's trapped. The D-line of the Saints. Great pressure by the Saints. Great pressure by the Saints. That defensive front is something for the Saints.
And Steve Werner, he's the one who covers it up. You can see as he comes off of that fake, he's one to get the ball out quick, but Werner is right there, and then
But did you see how Warner guarded that? Guarded it like if he was preventing Lamar from crossing him. Is that Cam Jordan? Yes, it is. 3rd and 8. All right, the Ravens are going with 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 8. Here's Lamar. Back to throw. 4-man rush. Complete. And it is complete. Prochet, the second, gets himself 10 yards and a first down for the Ravens.
We asked the Ravens who's going to be the one to step up. It's number 3, James Prochet, that both.
I don't know. I just feel like somehow their wide receivers are gonna. The fact that they don't really have, they have their wide receivers out.
And it's because they run 2 verticals up that side off the ball, and everybody then turns and runs. You know, some of that.
I do have to give Lamar his props in terms of what he's had to deal with the lack of weapons he's had this season so far. They send the fullback in motion. They give it over to Kenyon Drake. And, no, I'm sorry, Justice Hill, but he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. No gain.
If you like linebacker play, you're going to be in for a treat tonight. You already are. In the way that you see DeMario.
Did you see how DeMario read that play? Did you see how he read that play?
Some good linebackers for both of these teams, and physical and fast, and they fly around.
Loss of 3 on that play by DeMario.
Second and 13.
33 years old.
8 plays, 36 yards. Ravens have owned the time of possession right now. Here's Lamar Jackson. Back. Quick throw. Up the middle. And
still fighting yardage is DeMarcus Robinson.
So DeMarcus Robinson, to me, I think he got about 9 on the play.
First down yardage, he got 12.
No, 12, excuse me. I forgot it was 2nd and 13, my bad.
The safety's going to drop down, and then he knows he's got one-on-one on the outside. So immediately, here comes the
watch the safety, drops. That gave Lamar the pass to the middle.
Down, and Lamar Jackson sees it perfectly, and then comes right back.
All right, we got 3rd and 1. This is big for the Ravens. Right now, they're in field goal range. Ravens got to get a first down right here. They've controlled the clock in this drive. So, pretty damn good drive by the Ravens. Going with a 2 tight end set. Here's Lamar. They run it, and he fakes it. And Jackson gets open.
First down pickup by number 8.
Wow, nice trickery.
3rd down conversions on this possession.
Nice play by Lamar Jackson on the play.
Out of there and picked up the first down with ease.
He pulls it out. It's pretty nice when your personal protector is Patrick Ricard. Again, the big fullback, number 42, who's out there securing the edge for you, and Lamar Jackson picks it up easily.
All right, 1st and 10. 10 play, 52 yards right now on this current drive by the Ravens. Almost in red zone territory. 1st and 10. Lamar is going to run, roll right. He's going to throw. Loves it. In the end zone. Touchdown. The rookie, Likely, with the touchdown. Isaiah Likely, the tight end, scores on a 24-yard touchdown pass, and the Ravens strike first. They lead 6-0.
Lamar Jackson in his young career, and the second to the rookie.
Great play design by the Ravens. They're going to all shift to the right.
Everybody's running laterally, so as soon as you see
here it is. Boom, 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 boom. Rolls right.
know it's going to be a pass, and there goes Likely. He gets in behind it.
He snuck behind the safeties.
So much attention to Lamar Jackson. He's the key.
He snuck behind the secondary on the pass. How about the Ravens? 7 minutes, 2 seconds, 11 play, 76-yard drive.
Lamar Jackson on that drive.
And Tucker with the kick is good on the extra point. Ravens lead 7-0 right now. So congratulations to Lamar Jackson on his 100th career touchdown pass. Opens up the score.
He's on the receiving end of career touchdown pass number 100 for Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens lead by 7.
All right, so with 123 remaining in the first quarter, we're going to take a commercial break. Ravens lead 7-0 on the 24-yard touchdown reception caught by Isaiah Likely off the pass from Lamar Jackson. Chris West says, 0 coaching experience. Jeff Saturday is the new head coach of the Colts. Will he sink or swim? I don't know, because remember, he played center. I mean, that sounds like he would be a great offensive line coach, but I don't know how he's going to do with the Colts. I would have rather have him be an offensive lines coach so he gets the experience of working with the offensive line before becoming a head coach. That's just me, because Saturday, even though you've played the game, it's like, again, playing the game and being a head coach are two different things. I would have had him been like an offensive lines coach. But hey, this is the decision that the Colts made. And don't get me wrong, I like Jeff Saturday. I mean, really, really intelligent, brilliant football mind. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it works for the Colts. I don't think he's the immediate solution, just for the fact that he does not have any coaching experience. He's played the game, but he has no coaching experience. All I can say is time will tell. Because I could easily say, I don't think it was the right move. And I still feel that way. But that was the decision they went with. All right, so an excellent job by the Ravens on this second drive. Baltimore keeping pace with Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati is 5-4. So there's a big win. There's a big game for the Ravens. They win, they'll be up a full game.
First player in NFL history with 100 pass touchdowns.
4,000 rush
4,000 rush yards in any 5-year span of any career. Happened to be his first 5 years in the NFL. Absolutely loved by his head coach, John Harbaugh. Such a great relationship with those two. Nice open door policy.
Saints to receive it.
Good communication. Here is Shaheed returning it for 14. And the Saints will have it down 7, back in 30 after a word from Walmart.
Shaheed on a 14-yard return on the kickoff. All right, now the Saints are going to take over on their series. They have to match what the Ravens just did on their last drive. I think they're going to have to use Kamara on the outside more, because I really feel like the Ravens are going to be geared to stop him in terms of the run, at least for the running game.
So John Harbaugh is proud to be the head coach of Lamar Jackson.
They know how important Kamara is.
On his shoulders. John, in his 15th season as head coach, stuff can get stale, but you and I both came away from talking to these guys, whether it was Harbaugh, members of the coaching staff, Lamar Jackson.
I can't believe he's already been a head coach for 15 years. Time flies, bro.
An organization, we know how well built they are. But man,
Taysom Hill.
Fun. Here's Taysom Hill. That wasn't fun.
That wasn't fun at all.
Got himself about 2 yards on that. Just past the line of scrimmage.
Marlon Humphrey, flag on the play.
Offense, number 51, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Cesar Ruiz guilty of the hold.
There's 51 coming out. He's the one who got called right there with the hold. And then at the end of this play, here comes Humphrey once again to make a tackle on Taysom Hill. And man.
Hill is a load. He's listed as a tight end. That's his 53rd snap at quarterback. When he's in there.
Here's Dalton. Gets blocked on 1st and 20.
Dalton had it knocked down by Calais Campbell, who at 36 years old is still playing great football for Baltimore.
He really is. I mean, this guy, I think he's had a Hall of Fame career. I mean, he's a generational talent. It's just been amazing watching him. And he may not be what he once was, but he's like that old Toby Keith song.
Oh, great job by Campbell. Great job by Calais Campbell, oldest defensive player to take a snap this season, 36 years old, 15 years in the league.
Going anywhere. He's going to get his money. You play like he's playing, you don't need an agent.
Well, that's good news for him. He doesn't.
Here we go. 2nd and 20. Dalton, Kamara. Kamara gets himself, looks like he's got himself about, I want to say, what, 12? Maybe?
For 12 yards.
Yep.
Under a minute to
That's
go.
going to be 3rd and 8.
Quarter. Pressure by Campbell on that play.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure because Dalton
Kamara almost dropped
had
that pass.
opportunities down the field, but he has done.
They need to use Kamara more on the outside in this
sack,
game.
The last 2 games, and last week they didn't even give up a quarterback pressure on him. The offensive line struggled early in the year, gave up a lot of sacks. It wasn't all on them, but they have gotten better as the year's gone along. But
Both most by running backs since 2017, rush yards and pass yards. 3rd and 8, shotgun.
0 for 2 on 3rd down try.
Dalton gets sacked.
And a sack by the ageless Justin Houston.
And Dalton's going to get taken down with a sack. And the Saints are going to have to punt again at the end of the first quarter.
Houston.
Less than 3 seconds to get to Dalton.
Getting to Andy Dalton. Ravens about to get it back, leading by 7 after 1.
All right, so at the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, get up and stretch. Take yourself a commercial break. Ravens up 7-0 on Monday Night Football.
Sponsors the NFL on Sky Sports.
So Saints offense having a real tough time. You know, I've always wondered why some of these channels get so many viewers, but then they're not able to. But it's like the same people you see kind of like all the time. I don't know. All right, so the Ravens are going to get the football back at the start of the second quarter.
The NFL on Sky Sports.
I was about to say, why did they repeat that?
Without his 2 biggest targets.
All right, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh talking with Lisa Salters, the beautiful
I think a good
Lisa
job. The
Salters.
offensive line's protected pretty well. It's a really good defensive front, and our guys have gotten open in the back end. Lamar's found them. Pretty happy with it so far.
What do you like about what you've seen so far from the new guy on defense, Roquan?
He's gotten all the plays right. You know, he's playing fast and hard. The guys are doing a good job so far. We got a long way to go.
Definitely playing fast. Been able to get to Kamara twice.
John Harbaugh, thanks, Lisa. 4th down and 16. So 3 possessions, 3 punts from the Saints to open this night.
Give the Ravens credit. They're getting great pressure.
Gilligan hits it. Short. And a nice Saints bounce.
That's like about the 33 or 34-yard line for the Ravens. So not as bad as I thought it'd be.
Win some money on a bad pool table. Lamar Jackson can do it all on offense.
7 career games with 200 pass yards and 100 rush yards, most in NFL history.
No other player in the NFL has ever had more than 3.
7.4 yards per rush through 8 games, best since 94.
Yards per rush, just under. Is the highest by any player through 8 games since 1934.
1934, I'm sorry. I said 94.
The
Meant
part of
34.
that is every defense comes in.
All right.
with a plan.
Lamar has thrown to 5 different receivers. He threw to 5 different receivers on the last drive, and the result of a touchdown to Isaiah Likely, the rookie tight end. Here we go, 1st and 10. They give it to Drake.
Handoff is to Drake.
And gets about, I'll say about 3. Throw 3 or 4. Looks like 4 yards on the play.
Stay since 1934 because of Beatty Feathers.
Beatty Feathers, Lamar Jackson, and Jim Brown. Wow. And Jim Brown, the Jim Brown, Hall of Famer Jim Brown, who many consider the greatest NFL player.
Time you're in company with Jim Brown. He's a pretty good ground.
Ravens going with 3 wide receivers. And Drake only gets about 2. So it's 1.
Malcolm Roach made the stop last time the Ravens had it.
It's going to be 3rd and 6.
11-play touchdown drive. It covered more than 7 minutes and ended with a touchdown throw to Isaiah Likely, the rookie tight end, who's picking up the slack. Yeah, for the All-Pro Mark Andrews.
The Ravens are 3 for 4 on 3rd downs. Saints are 0 for 3. Go figure. Saints fans on their feet. Ravens going with 2 wide receivers and a tight end on this one.
Out of the backfield, it's Kenyon Drake. First down.
So they put Drake in motion, put him to the outside from the backfield, gets himself a 1st down.
Man coverage. He's trying to disguise it like he's going to come on the blitz right here, but he's actually in man coverage on Kenyon Drake. So there he goes, and he realizes a little bit late he's got to get out of there. So that was a pretty easy pickup for Lamar Jackson. You know, they've been working Deshaun Jackson into the game as we've seen, and he ran the jet motion a couple plays ago. It was not on the field on that 3rd down play. But
1st and 10.
I do expect to see him take a shot to Deshaun Jackson.
Here we go. They give it over to Drake.
Here's Drake.
Comes inside.
As he got hit by May.
Gets us over about 1 yard or 2.
That's the other thing that we haven't talked about, Joe, is we all know last year Baltimore, had a number of injuries at the running back position.
So it looks like you got to sell just only 1, so it's 2nd and 9.
Season also, J.K. Dobbins, he went down, and about the time he was going down, then they were getting Gus Edwards back, and Gus has done some nice things over the last couple of weeks. He's inactive tonight, and that's why now we're seeing more of Kenyon Drake once again.
Well, it's amazing that the Ravens are even 5 and 3 with the amount of injuries they've had on offense, and a couple of guys in their secondary. 2nd and 9. Lamar back to throw. Throws. Ooh, that was dangerous in double coverage, man. Could have been a bad interception right there.
They were in a rolled corner, and they had 2 verticals, and so that's the part where if you're Jackson, you got to try to hold that safety, and once he got flushed out of the pocket, the safety read him, so he's fortunate that he didn't
3rd and 9.
make a better throw. That ball could have very easily been intercepted.
Saints defense trying to get a stop to force a punt. And try to get the ball back. Ravens 4 for 5 on 3rd downs. Here we go. Lamar back, drop, looking, gets pressure, loses the football, and he throws it, and that should be almost caught by Deshaun Jackson, but it's broken up. And forces the Ravens to punt.
Cam Jordan had a shot at his 6th sack of the year.
He sure did. He comes around.
There he is. He got around him.
Morgan Moses and has a chance, but Lamar Jackson.
Wow, his own man even stripped him of the football.
Ball comes out. He's able to get it, but this throw, for him to be staying on the move and even get it down the field and give Deshaun Jackson a chance, that showed off his arm strength.
High hanging punch.
All right, so we got a punt, fair catch. Okay. Yeah, that would have been dangerous if he didn't call it.
34-yard punch. Saints down by 7. I'm looking for something more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so with 11:46 remaining here in the first half, it is a 7-0 Ravens lead over the Saints. Saints about to take over the series. Saints defense did a really good job of not allowing the Ravens getting any type of comfortable momentum, so that was great. And now they get the chance to get the ball back. Hopefully they're able to try to tie this game and get the score. Interesting. Kind of weird. Looking at this commercial right here. Hopefully this isn't going to be any issues. Let me take a second to listen to this. You know, speaking of New Orleans, I've been wanting to go down there. I've honestly been love to get the opportunity to see what it's like to be in Louisiana, especially down there. To me, sounds like it'd be a great experience to really want to check out, especially during Mardi Gras season, because I would like to go in February.
Brought to you by Verizon, the network America relies on.
That'd be such a great opportunity.
I almost did the voice, and I bailed. I got scared. I got scared.
Okay, don't get scared
I
later.
don't want to get in trouble. It's our first year.
Hey, I'm the one who doesn't want to get
All
in
right,
trouble.
Saints with the ball. Hopefully they get a chance to
So
score
far, nothing.
because they haven't had anything as of yet.
From the 22, first down for the Saints, who have 32 yards and 2 first downs.
First play.
3 punts.
Here we go. Play action.
Bueno, as
Dalton
slings
throws
to
it,
Troutman,
complete,
the tight end.
and he gets about 8 or 9.
Hasn't played the last couple of games. 8th catch of the year, and he gets 8.
Yeah, well, we've talked a lot about what is not on the field for Lamar Jackson. We really kind of glossed over a little bit of it with Andy Dalton. Of course, Michael Thomas, he went down after 3 games, and they lose their number 2 wide receiver, Jarvis Landry. And as
All right, we got
spoke
2nd and
about,
2.
That's why Chris Olave, the rookie, has had to step up. But this defense for Baltimore
Dalton 4 for 6, 42 yards.
And the Saints offense
Michael Thomas in motion.
is really shorthanded.
And looks like we're going to have ourselves a
This
flag.
is going to help.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start on the offense.
Offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Sorry, Joe. That is an area for this team where they've had problems. We talked about early in the game or early in the season.
So that false start hurts. That puts it 5 yards back, so it's now 2nd and 7 instead of what would have been 2nd and 2.
This is the 3rd most penalized team in football as well, and it hasn't just been one side of the ball. I mean, both sides.
That doesn't make it work. Shout out to Jay in the building. Guys, smash the like, hit that subscribe
and
button.
Taysom Hill, when he's in, it's heavy run. He's, as you mentioned,
2nd and 7 for the Red Rocket. And they give it to Washington is stopped. No chance.
Play is made by Owe.
That's a loss.
And he was not alone, a loss of 2. So they get a nice play on 1st down. Then they get the false start. And now they're in 3rd and long again.
Yeah, Odafe Owe, he's right there. And then if he's not able to make the play, then you got Marcus Peters. And I like the way these corners have been rallying to the football. But Owe is a guy who –
Taysom Hill at QB, 45 rush, 8 pass this season.
And has been inconsistent.
Well, he's not really a passing quarterback like that.
But he makes a nice play there.
Shotgun.
They might have just gotten the 5 yards back.
And that's going to be on the defense.
Houston.
Jay says if Dalton beats the Ravens and the Ravens have serious problems.
Defense, number 50.
Yep, 5-yard penalty.
3rd down.
3rd down.
You mentioned earlier the ageless
Dalton is that
Justin
bad,
Houston
been that
at
bad.
33 years old, and he obviously is not what he once was, but he is still bringing it. I mean, he leads the team in sacks. And
Justin Houston has
he
7
was
sacks
planning
this
on
season,
getting
leads the
another
team.
one there, 3rd and long. He was going to come after Dalton.
He's got 7 on the year and 5 in his last 3 games.
Saints going with a 3 tight end set.
3rd and 3 now. The
Quick pass to
is
Thomas,
caught,
but
short of first down yardage.
that
Juwan
gets about a
Johnson
yard,
backs
passes
out
the
of
line of
bounds.
scrimmage, but only gets 1. So that's
Warren
another punt for the
forces him out.
Saints. It's another
so
punt.
far, the Saints are 0 for 4 on 3rd down, and this is
Well, that's maddening for Dennis Allen. Wow. When you complete a pass on 3rd and what is
What you
relatively
got?
short yardage, and you
Yeah,
don't pick up
and
the
Michael
first down.
Thomas couldn't do
That was
jack
on
with that
Juwan
pass.
Johnson. He could have pushed that up. There was really no reason for him
So
to cut
Devin
off.
Duvernay is
Completely
he's gonna return the kick. He's gonna return the punt. Gilligan is gonna punt. Saints once again go over punt again. Here's Gilligan on the kick.
This is
on that punt.
with Duvernay.
Duvernay calling for a fair
Calling
catch.
in a
Smart.
fair catch. 51 yards on the punt. Nice start tonight for the Ravens. They have the only points, playing great on defense. Likely has his 2nd touchdown. Baltimore by 7.
Well, digging the trap beat. That's number 1. So it's fire. So once again, we're taking a commercial break. Ravens lead 7-0 over the New Orleans Saints. Saints have not been able to get anything on offense. Ravens are doing a great job getting pressure up front. The corners are being physical with the receivers, and I got to give some of the corners credit when they've put them in man coverage. They've done a really good job of really getting pressure on Andy Dalton and on these receivers, and then especially on the running game of Kamara. But we know Dalton, he's not known to be a great quarterback. He's having a good season so far this year, but it helps to have the receivers that he has in the system that the Saints have, but still. He's never really been known as a great quarterback, despite being called the Red Rocket. So that we know for sure. These are some great movies. Sky Cinema available now. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, tomorrow is election day, so there's no NBA games. I will be coming back with NBA on Wednesday. I got to see what the game is, but I got to see what game I'm going to do on Wednesday. There's a couple of really good ones, so we'll see what game I choose, but no games tomorrow due to the fact that it's election day. Tonight is packed. All 30 teams are playing tonight, I believe, because I think the game is a 15-game schedule. I could be wrong, but I think it's a 15-game schedule. At least that's what I believe. Back to live action.
Jackson is starting for the first time.
Lamar Jackson, 25-2 record when starting against a team for the first time, best in NFL history, first career start against the Saints.
Lamar Jackson. Starting at the 19-yard line after the good punt, leading by 7.
All right, Jackson, back to throw on 1st and 10, and he just flinged it out of the reach of Isaiah Likely, though.
Good call there by offensive coordinator Greg Roman. They clear out the middle, and they've got one-on-one then to Likely, number 80, and he's open. And this is a throw that Lamar's been hitting these, but when you look at the Ravens,
yeah, he overthrew Likely because he had the matchup on Taylor,
like what they've had
wide
in
open.
years past. They've had opportunities and they've had open receivers. They just haven't quite connected on what would be some really huge plays, and that would have been one there had they been able to get it to him.
2nd and 10. You saw they're going with 3 wide receivers.
Deshaun Jackson circled as
play action.
Jackson
He gets it,
and
and
spinning grab
what a grab.
by Jackson.
Is it
And the
incomplete?
catch is made
Oh,
along the
it's
sideline for
complete.
23.
23-yard completion.
By Lamar Jackson.
Ineligible player downfield.
Ah, that hurts.
Number 78. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, that wipes away the 23-yarder as Morgan Moses was too far downfield. John Perry
That hurts.
gives me the thumbs up. That means you like the call.
Yeah, he was definitely downfield, went and seeked out some work, just got too deep in that defensive area.
Pretty deep. It was a good job of catching it. They don't always catch those. They're hard to, but that was a good pickup.
Ravens with possession, second and 15.
Mike Davis out there at tailback for the first time tonight.
Here we go. Lamar, play
His
action.
way. Jackson protected, wanted
Breaks.
to launch.
He gets away.
And now able to get
Flicks
to
it.
Davis out of the backfield.
And Davis out of the backfield gets about 7 yards.
As Lamar avoided the sack, pressure by Peyton Turner, and he turns it into a gain of 8.
Really
So it'll be
good
3rd and
coverage
7.
by New Orleans, and nowhere he thought he might have had a shot down the field, but he did not. And just for him to be able to get the ball out and avoid that sack, it was pretty impressive. I mean, there's just nowhere for him to go. There's not many people in the history of this game that be able to state some of the things that Lamar Jackson does.
All right, 3rd and 8 for the Ravens. 4 for 6 on 3rd down. Lamar, back to throw. Rolls slightly right. Flicks it. Wide open to the tight end. Oliver gets a big first down on the 3rd and 8.
Josh Oliver, a catch and run for 18 yards.
Just some confusion underneath. I don't know if it was Matthew here, but they've got it covered initially. But then when you see Oliver come across, they get confused there. You see 2 guys take off, and they vacate him. Oliver has been – that tight end hasn't had a lot of opportunities.
Huge third
Really
down.
made some big catches.
He said, where's the Jameis Winston fans who said he was leading them to a Super Bowl? Man got beat out by Andy Dalton. They send the fullback in motion. 1st and 10. They fake it. Lamar Jackson on the run. And
High stepping as he got to the.
looked like he got himself about 5.
Got a good
Oh,
block from the
yep,
tight end.
all 6. I was close.
Yeah, you look at this, and as we talked about, as far as where is Lamar Jackson going to go with the football, how creative is Greg Roman going to be offensively, they've really spread it around. They've gotten the ball to like 9 or 10 guys.
Greg Roman's done a good job with the play calling tonight.
So they're making up for some key players that are down and doing some good stuff.
Play clock at 7.
2nd and 4. Jackson 8 for 13, just thrown to 8 different receivers. They give it to Drake, and no, I'm sorry, Justice Hill.
Swallowed up by Peyton Turner, who missed a sack a moment ago.
I forgot Drake is 17. Justice Hill's number 43. Kenyon Drake was also a former Raider. Third and 3. Going with 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers. Jackson fakes it. He gets it away. He's run open and gets really good runs. And obviously gets a first down. Looks like a gain of what?
For being ineligible downfield a moment ago, a good block and a carry of 16 yards.
I was going to say about
their
17,
man
but
is
got it.
burdened short here, and they're going to play man press coverage, so everybody's kind of running off, and then there's just nobody there then on the outside with Lamar Jackson. And the missed opportunity right there, he was the only guy who really had a chance, and he didn't have much of a chance at all.
Ravens are 6 for 8 converting on 3rd down. Saints defense 6th best in the NFL coming into this game.
Lamar Jackson fakes it, throws it real quick in the middle. First down.
James Prochet was flipped by Tyrann Mathieu.
Prochet the second with a first down.
Those third downs, you convert there, and now you're in scoring position.
Which the Saints haven't been able to do.
With points, and instead of the Saints being able to make a stop and force
that's what the
punt.
Saints have not been able to do.
Third downs, Baltimore has won that down, and typically when you go back and look, that and turnovers is pretty much look at that and figure out who won the game.
Here we go. Lamar Jackson, 1st and 10. Looking. Throws it right down the middle. Ooh. He threw it just a little too high and still was able to go through the hands of DeMarcus Robinson.
I was just going to say, I don't know if he just really trusted what he was seeing because he lays this ball.
Yeah.
He's got an opportunity.
Because he kind of overthrew it because he's right in the red zone.
Rather than drive it, he lays it, and then you see how open.
Yeah, because he was wide open.
Is there on the back line.
Yeah, he overthrew that one. You could see it. It's right above him. They say through the hands, but
the player's down for the Saints. That's Alontae Taylor, the rookie. They're thin at corner anyway, and now the rookie who's making his third start tonight needs attention before a 2nd and 10 for Baltimore, up 7.
So we'll take a commercial break. 4:19 remaining. Saints players down at corner in the secondary while we take a commercial break. Jay says LBJ isn't injured. LeBron's fragileness couldn't take the booze he would have received with his line. You know what? And versus the Jazz, LeBron didn't want to be carried by Russ and AD and still lose again. LeBron is trying to pull off a Russell Westbrook. He's like, well, if Westbrook didn't play and we got our butts kicked against Denver, what if I try to do the same thing so that if the Lakers lose, it could be like, well, we didn't win because LeBron didn't play. He's trying to pull it off. The fact that LeBron's got to do all this to call himself great is the biggest reason why he gets the hate that he does. This is the reason why. He has to do all of this to try to say that he's greater than another player. And I said, even with doing all that, all you're doing is masquerading how much you're inferior to that other player. No one ever said you ain't great. It's just the problem is you're trying to do everything possible to try to make yourself. It's like you're pretty much self-promoting yourself. Like the old saying goes, man, if you're somebody who declares himself and calling himself the king, then you are no king. If you had to say that, sorry.
Football brought to you by Burger King, your Whopper, your way, you rule. And by FanDuel Sports.
So funny how they're showing Ray Lewis, man, Super Bowl world champs. There's Ed Reed.
Some shots from Super Bowl 47. Talked about it earlier, February of 2013.
34-31.
One played here in New Orleans.
Remember that game like it was yesterday.
A win for Ray Lewis and Joe Flacco.
Ray got to go out on top.
Colin Kaepernick and the Niners. John and Jim Harbaugh going at it. 34-31 as it turned out, Ravens on top. And now with a 2nd down and 10 from the 24. And Taylor on the sideline.
All right, Ravens get it. Jackson, wow, escapes pressure, sheds a tackle, sheds 2 tackles, and gets himself a 1st down. That's a gain of 14.
Both Matthew and Davenport missed tackles and a 12-yard run by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it seems like you get one shot.
So it was 14.
Making a play on him.
Sorry, no, 12.
You don't make that play. A lot of bad things then happen if you're on the defensive side of it. And that's why one of the reasons why he's the most blitz quarterback in the league. Because everybody tries to just keep him in the pocket and don't give him lanes where he can run. But he turned what really shouldn't have been anything.
Oh, I'm going to get to that in a second. 1st and 10.
From the 12,
Jackson.
1st down.
Fakes it.
Once more.
Goes around and gets no gain.
Chris Harris
Saints read it.
crashed down to make the tackle.
And Chris makes a tackle on Lamar Jackson, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, we said it coming in.
Jay says the Malcolm X book and stuff is coming back. Oh, yeah. You know why? The reason it's coming back is because this guy, get this, he apparently was honoring Takeoff by wearing the same suit that Takeoff wore and wore the same chain that Takeoff wore to honor his death, right? LeBron posted on Instagram his death. But if you guys saw my post, LeBron says that he's been listening to Migos since 2010. Anyway, they sent Duvernay in motion. Quick throw by Lamar Jackson. And Drake on the outside getting himself. It looks like he was short.
With another Ravens first down.
Oh, it is a first down.
1st and goal from inside the 2.
The easy pitch and catch. You got the
put him on the outside, man. Give me some points. I'd rather get 100 points and lose than get below that.
So deep. And that's the element that Drake gives you. Being able to catch the football.
I'm really thin at quarterback on my fantasy team. I try to get Andy Dalton, but I got Andy Dalton, which is unfortunate, but I got nothing. I'm about to expose. I already got him on my post, but I'm gonna let people know here. 1st and goal for the Ravens. They give it to Drake. Touchdown, Drake! Yes, yes, yes. I needed that for fantasy. Touchdown, Ravens. 1-yard touchdown run for Kenyon Drake, and it is a 13-0 lead for the Baltimore Ravens.
You can see the conflict that Cam Jordan has here. He's got to
the
stay
play calling was so good.
Lamar Jackson keeping the football. So now you've got that man taken care of, and then they're trying to read Drake as to where he's going. He reads this perfectly. I mean, he just plays it right off his offensive lineman, Zeitler, the right guard, and an easy walk-in.
The 2 touchdown drives by Baltimore have been impressive. Both 7-minute drives.
Here's the kick by Tucker on the extra point. It is good. So the Ravens, 2 impressive drives, man, as they lead 14-0.
Becoming critical for the Saints to get something going on offense. 14-0. Baltimore on top in the division and here in New Orleans.
Facts. So 2-minute warning, 14 zip, Ravens up by 2 touchdowns, 2 scores. All right, so as I was saying, let me get back to LeBron James. Check this out. So LeBron James tells the media, I guess they asked him a question about honoring Takeoff because they seen Takeoff with that same suit and, chain. And LeBron was talking about how he listened to Migos. I've listened to them for a while. You notice that when LeBron knows that he doesn't know anything about somebody, he'll always go, well, I was just listening to them, a couple of years ago, or I just kind of got started, just listening to them through and through, or, I just read a book a couple of days ago. The time that he did that little Malcolm X book that I posted, right? So he said he'd been listening to Migos since 2010. And the crazy part is that this is how much LeBron does not know about Migos like he thinks he does. Migos, their first mixtape didn't come out until August of 2011. That's number one. Number two, their first album did not come out until 2013 when they had Young Rich. I'm not going to say the N-word, but basically that's the album that they came out with in 2013. But yeah, LeBron said he'd been listening to them since 2010. And the worst part about it, he was like, oh, yeah, and I was telling guys and, I was telling them that, this group, they're next. I'm like, damn. You couldn't even tell the truth on the Migos, man. And it's just crazy. Like, this is why LeBron gets the hate that he does. He acts like he knows everything when he doesn't, and it's okay. You don't have to know everything, but he keeps acting like he does, but you got the nerve to go on your show, The Shop, talking about, oh, I'm looking for a LeBron hater. Where I see a LeBron hater. Ridiculous.
Halftime. The Colts have replaced head coach
Jeff
Frank
Saturday
Reich.
is the head coach of the
Chris
Colts.
Berman's fastest 3 minutes coming up at the half.
Like I said, no coaching experience.
ESPN's Jeff Saturday takes over for Frank Reich.
All LeBron is doing is making himself look like a damn fool, and he doesn't care. And I'm like, well, he better care, because when he retires, I'm telling you, the dirt that people have had that they have not been able to say for years, it's going to come out. And I just don't know how his fans are going to be able to deal with it. And we have a touchback. Andy Dalton back on the field, 2-minute warning. Right now, Saints trail by 2 scores.
Not in it for the long haul.
And that's what's been going on.
Smash the like button, hit that subscribe button for the Louis Sports Network.
Meanwhile, this is
Frank Reich
numbers for
got fired.
Frank Reich.
7 games above 500 with 1 time in the regular season. I mean, that's just tough.
Saturday named the interim head coach.
And the Colts struggle to score. I mean, they've had some injuries to their receiving core. I know, what is it, Ty Hilton? He can't stay healthy despite him being a good receiver. Jonathan Taylor's having a down year. And Andy Dalton's pass is deflected.
Down by Matabike. And this Saints offense has done basically nothing. 15 yards on the first play from scrimmage to Olave.
That's it.
25 yards since through this entire first half.
Look at the Saints offense. 30 yards on the first down. Second down, only 17. Third down, -8.
This defense in the run game.
2 straight 3-and-outs. Saints in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. Ravens defense has played great. They give it to Kamara. There you go. Kamara gets himself about 9 on the play. 9-yard run. That's the best run that they've had on the run game all game.
Saints are going to hurry it up.
I mean, they should have thought about that. All right, Dalton with a QB sneak gets himself a first down.
Well, they needed it.
I will talk to LeBron, more about LeBron as we head into the first half.
That's right. And they don't get it there, they're going to get another chance before this half ended. But that
and we got somebody down on offense for the Saints.
They haven't run very many plays. That was just their first third down conversion of the half.
Which will put them 1 for 5.
Out to the Saints because of the injury.
1 for 4.
And we will see who it is. Center Eric McCoy. Throckmorton already out there. We'll take a break. First down for the Saints when we come back.
All right, 1st and 10 as we take a break. 1:21 remaining. Okay, so let me once again get back to LeBron James. Once again, the first album that the Migos came out was with YRN, Young Rich, You Know What. That came out in 2013. Their next album came out. They had 2 mixtapes prior to that first album. Their breakthrough hit was Versace, which Drake even did a remix on in 2013. But LeBron James wants to tell you that he knew Migos since 2010. And the worst part is LeBron got roasted for that. He got roasted on Twitter for not knowing what year the Migos broke through into the pretty much broke through into the music scene, you know, as hip hop artists / trap, you know. Some people have criticized Migos, you know, obviously calling it mumble rap and all that kind of stuff. It is what it is. You like what you like. But the bottom line is LeBron acted all intelligent, and yet he didn't even know. And I still remember that soccer player who called him out and said that he's nothing but an athlete, and he does what he does best is just dribble the basketball and not speak politics. LeBron acted like he knew about him. And I have the video up, and he made a mistake trying to clarify some information, and then he said, I come from an educated mind. And I said, yeah, he comes from an educated mind, says LeBron James. But yet he does that, which is why he got flamed on Twitter. But they're just nothing but LeBron haters, right? The problem with LeBron is he acts like he gathers up these facts from his mind because he knows everything. He knows every single play. And it's like, you're trying to compare yourself to somebody who actually lost. They sacrificed. Okay, We're back to live action. Eric McCoy just got hurt.
Center in Michigan and a lot of center last year.
So I'll talk more about LeBron at the half.
Over to center, and Calvin Throckmorton will come in at right guard. So the injury to McCoy forces that shift up front. And a first down for the Saints, down by 14.
They've been pretty fortunate coming into this game. Andrews Pete, the only one who had missed the start, but to shuffle the line like they are tonight against this front, that's really kind of having their
three-man rush by the Ravens.
Good
Dalton.
here.
And Dalton throws complete.
Nice
Big first down.
And that should be another first down for the Saints.
Yeah, that is a first
13
down.
yards to Traquan Smith.
Damn, I was wondering why he didn't try to get Traquan Smith involved.
2 timeouts left for New Orleans.
I'm like, I haven't heard from Traquan Smith until now.
49.
Saints going with the no huddle. Dalton, quick throw. Caught.
Callaway just takes a seat for 7
So
yards.
this never occurred to the Saints to try until now. Here we go. 43 seconds remaining in the half. Shotgun. Dalton
Ruiz marking out
back to
the
throw on a
signals.
four-man rush. Caught through the middle and a first
Another
down.
one for Callaway, back-to-back catches.
And we got a timeout. Smart.
Nice job. A little soft on the coverage, and so Andy Dalton's just taking what they're giving him, and they're moving the ball down the field.
This is what they should have
And they
done.
call a timeout.
I don't know what took them so long to do this.
Well, this is exactly what the Saints and Andy Dalton needed. As we'll welcome you inside the broadcast booth, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and a little better protection, and Dalton's able to show us what he can do.
That's
He's got
been
a
the
chance
best
to look
protection
downfield.
Andy Dalton's kind of pretty much had all night, but
come away with that touchdown. It was time. They had to get something
well,
going.
the problem also with Dalton, he holds the ball too damn long.
It's been a nice drive.
That's part of the reason he gets sacked so
Now
much.
up front, they have given Dalton a little bit of time, and
This is why Dalton's bounced around from team to team.
3 first downs on this drive.
The
and
Red
only
Rocket.
2.
I've never seen a Rocket get bounced around from team to team. And Kamara got tackled behind.
Brought down by Roquan.
yeah, that's
Roquan
such a great
Smith
job
once
by
again
Roquan
making the play.
Smith. Not easy to do. He's in man coverage on Alvin Kamara, and to be able to come over and make that play is really impressive because there's nobody else there. You see everybody else.
Man, look at that tackling by
He's
Roquan
one-on-one
Smith.
on the safety, and there's no guarantees he makes
Beautiful.
the play. So Roquan Smith has made his presence felt here in this first half.
He's been the
Really
MVP
played
of the
well.
first half, if you ask me.
Last
Even
time
despite
out
the fact that
taken
the
by
Ravens
Saints,
have
Jason Pierre-Paul came
14
away from
points
that
on
last
2
play
touchdowns.
limping. But now 25 seconds
But
left.
his 3 tackles have
No
been
timeouts.
keys. That's impact.
And a second down and 9.
Jason
for New Orleans,
Pierre-Paul.
down 14.
Well, you see him leave the game,
So he
and
got
they
hurt.
bring Jason Pierre-Paul in.
But look like he got hurt.
Pierre-Paul is now out.
Look like he got
Might have
hurt.
been Patrick Queen that they bring in, but some of where Roquan Smith is a little bit limited is in some of the blitz packages.
Here we go.
They did
Second
bring
and
in
9.
Queen
Dalton
on second down.
throws. Open.
Wide open and Quan Olave. Nice grab and a good throw by Dalton.
Nice throw by
He
Dalton.
hit
Gets himself a
the
first
sideline for
down.
16
16 yards on the
That's a
first down.
great route by Chris Olave. This corner is outside. Peters is.
Oh, nice
and
route.
You see that even with an outside leverage corner, if you run a good route, a disciplined
Peters
route,
had Peters turned.
and he was able to do that. We talked about him coming in. How
And just like that, look, you got
aggressive
20
he is,
seconds.
how well
You're out of
coached he
bounds,
was
and you're in the red
by
zone.
Brian Hartline there at Ohio State and college.
So they're going with three wideouts.
First down at the 15.
No, they're going with 4 wideouts. Dalton open. Oh,
Open was Callaway and he's missed.
dang, Callaway missed it. Oh my God, that would have been a touchdown. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Ravens get a break here.
This was such a
He
good
was
route.
wide open
Peters
one-on-one.
the outside.
Great route, and
He
just
thought
couldn't
that
catch
he
it.
was going to the post, and Callaway goes to the corner. I mean,
Yeah, that's what happened.
Peters was beat bad, guessing, and that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he does. He guesses on those routes, and,
Yep.
and Andy Dalton knows that he had a gimme.
If Andy don't take
15
it,
seconds left.
you're not going to get the same.
No timeouts.
15 seconds, no timeouts, 3 wide receiver sets. Dalton going one-on-one on the outside, and is that going to be a flag? No, no flag.
That's Olave and Humphrey in coverage.
Olave, he was playing defensive back on that one because that was really good coverage by Humphrey.
Humphreys.
He stays over the top, And
Good, yeah. Good. Actually, no. Good no call.
Keep Marlon Humphrey from being able to make a play on this ball.
Crowd wants a flag on Humphrey. They don't get it.
What'd you think, John? I thought I didn't see enough there.
I didn't either. I think it's both playing for the ball. A lot of hands.
68 career passes defended. Marlon Humphrey. Ravens get the ball in the second half. Here we go. 11 seconds. 3rd and 10. Dalton, end zone. Oh, my God. He overthrew it again.
It's 4th down. The field goal unit will come on for the Saints. And Andy Dalton is going to spend the entire halftime thinking about that missed throw to Marquez Callaway on 1st down.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see how upset he is in not being able to make that throw when he had him. There's the
he overthrew that.
Really good coverage there. Wasn't a whole lot on that one, but
I mean, it looked like he was running a corner. No, that Callaway one, that screwed them up.
Slightly overthrown.
33-yard
here's a
try
kick.
is knocked through by Will Lutz.
Will Lutz gets the field goal, and that's going to end the first half.
Andy Dalton's gnashing his teeth.
Yeah, but Andy Dalton got a big, kind of big little mark on the left side of his head right there. Maybe that was from the, from the hairstyle cut that I get. Probably a skin fade. But damn, he got that mark. Jesus. All right, man. So it's 14-3. Ravens lead at the half. Saints do score, unfortunately. Dang, man. I'm so tight because that would have helped me fantasy-wise if I would have got that touchdown, but I did not. So I don't score, unfortunately, because I got Andy Dalton on my team. All right, so at the half, it is a 14-3. Saints struggling to score. They finally got into the end zone, but they'll only get a field goal out of it as a result. But anyway, now let's look at the first half. Lamar Jackson, 10 out of 16, 121 yards and 1 touchdown pass. Andy Dalton, 10 out of 16, 92 yards. Kamara's got 5 carries for 15 yards. Lamar Jackson's got 5 carries for 39 yards. Receiving yards, Olive has got 2 receptions on 31 yards, and Isaiah Likely got the 24-yard touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson in the first quarter. Kenyon Drake scored the 1-yard touchdown run in the second quarter, which puts them up 14-3 at the half. Saints just scored on a field goal. If we look at the full box score, the Ravens have garnered 56 yards on the ground, while the Saints have only got 16 as a team. If you look at Lamar, he's thrown to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's thrown to 8 different receivers for his 121 yards. Jay says LeBron ruffled the pages on the Malcolm X and said he read it. Even Patrick Starr would bend the spine a bit on the softback book he had with him. I wanted Roquan on my Raiders on draft day. Raiders messed that up, then messed up again before this year's trade deadline. Yep. Oh, the Bills. Wait, the Jets beat the Bills? What? Let me hear Boomer. I'm sorry. I gotta hear this.
8 yards rushing for Chicago against Miami. The most rushing yards.
That's Justin Fields.
Regular season game.
Yep.
Since they started playing the Super Bowl. But every time the Bears got close,
Tua.
3 touchdown passes. Dolphins have won 3 in a row. They all.
They're 6-3.
The Bills at 6-3.
Bills better watch out.
Don't forget the Patriots. Josh Uche, 3 sacks of the Colts. Matthew Judon.
The Colts have started
3
7 different quarterbacks under Frank Reich.
9 sacks. They are 5-4, the whole division over 500.
Bro, that AFC East.
He liked it when he was in Washington. He really likes it in Minnesota.
Kirk
in
Cousins.
Those old haunts, hits Dalvin Cook. Vikings have lost to only Philly. They are
Bro.
now 7-1.
The Vikings
Resurgent
playing
Geno
well.
Smith and the Seahawks. Sweet
Geno.
Arizona. Geno,
The Seahawks playing well.
Seahawks have won 4 in a row. The Bucks and the Rams, the last.
I think the Rams beat no. I think Tampa Bay won.
Final seconds. Brady, Tom to Kate Atten. The Bucs win. He's now thrown for 100,000 yards. By the way, that's 57.
I've never seen Tom Hogtop so tight.
Packers, they're not going to lose to Detroit, especially when they're near the red zone.
Well, nah.
There's an interception. They're not going to lose to Detroit.
They're not going to. Rodgers.
Aiden Hutchinson, well, guess what?
They lost.
Do lose. The Pack have lost 5 straight. First time for Aaron Rodgers since he was a first-time starter in 2008.
Burrow to Mixon.
Not 2, not 3, not 4. He caught one. He had 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
That's a Cincinnati record. The Bengals, they're 5-4 as they cruise over the Panthers. Atlanta's going to take the lead over the Chargers, but Khalil Mack, he's going to take the ball.
He just took it from him.
Went on a late field goal.
Chargers 5-3.
They're 5-3. The Jags come from 17 down. Travis Etienne over 100 yards. Jags beat Las Vegas.
Wow.
The 3rd time this year,
Doug Peters
have blown a 17-point lead, tied for an NFL record.
Unbelievable.
We do this with Booger.
3 17-point leads.
An NFL primetime.
The Raiders just suck ass, man. Are you kidding me? You've blown 3 17-point leads. So that means it's the difference between you being 2-6 and 5-4 or 5-3. Let me hear this.
When we come back.
Yeah, right now Jeff Saturday is the new head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I know he knows people in the organization. Like I said, I would have saw him as a lineman coach for the O-line, but no head coaching experience. Don't know how that's going to play out. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but I could be wrong. Depends on what they put around him. But yeah, 14-3 at the half. Ravens are going to get the ball to start the second half, so that's not going to bode well for the Saints, especially with how well the Ravens have actually moved the ball in their last series with Drake scoring a touchdown. So we'll see if the Saints are able to get a stop the start of the third quarter, if they can try to do what they did just in their last series, try to get some quick plays to tire out the defense, because you saw that it was working. It's just that Andy Dalton screwed up on that big throw to Marquise Callaway that should have been an easy touchdown pass, but it wasn't. And because of that, it hurt. So, yeah, to all you LeBron James fans, I'm saying it now, bro. You guys cannot admit at all. Is that Jeff Saturday's wife? Cute blonde. Oh, Jim Irsay, Colts owner. Yes, I know that dude. Like I said before, it's sad, man. There's Booger McFarland. I can't believe Adam Schefter actually took his damn shirt off. Looking mad weird, and then you got Susie Colbert. 14 NFL seasons, 6-time Pro Bowler, won Super Bowl 41. I remember that Super Bowl. I was cheering like crazy for the Colts to beat the Bears that year. Josh Allen being reevaluated for UCL injury in White. Oh, shoot. I don't want to hear that. Aaron Jones is going to play Sunday, might have a chance, ankle injury. Linebacker Rashawn Gary is out for the season with a torn ACL. Damn. So just when you thought you'd get some good news for the Packers, it gets worse for them. So they've lost 5 straight, and now they just lost their linebacker for the year, for the rest of the year. So I see that Peyton and Eli become the most interesting thing during these Monday night games. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at my post, like I said before, if you're gonna send out info about somebody, you got to make sure that it's right. So the fact that a basketball player thought he knew the rap, you know what's funny? He talked about the rap group. He didn't even talk about Takeoff. He was talking about Migos. And I'm just like, okay, but we're talking about Takeoff. Takeoff from Migos passed away. Takeoff, Quavo, Offset. And yet you're like, oh, yeah, I know who those guys are. But it was like, you really didn't even know their names like that until it was mentioned, which is kind of weird considering that when they blew up, it's kind of like you know them by name, but you don't know their history. Jay says if the Colts wanted to tank, they should have had Josh McSamuels. They should have got him. I don't know why they went with Jeff Saturday. The guys are master when it comes to tanking. I don't know why they chose. I know the Colts are tanking. They should have just went with him. But hey, I guess they want to start with Jeff Saturday to give him the experience, and then when that doesn't work out, then they could go Josh. Unless another team picks him up that's trying to tank. So once again, I mentioned I believe that there's 15 games tonight in terms of basketball. For those who have no idea, for tomorrow, it's election day tomorrow, so there's going to be no games whatsoever. No games. You know what's also really sad about LeBron James? For a guy who didn't even know who really Migos was, in terms of how they came up from their albums, you ripped Kyrie Irving to shreds about the anti-Semitic post. But yet, the most hypocritical part about that whole situation is in Shaq's movie theater, they're playing the same movie. They're still selling that movie on Amazon, and yet no backlash from there. But Kyrie gets backlash. I'm saying if you're going to give Kyrie backlash, you got to give backlash to the people, to Amazon, and also Shaq in this theater for playing it.
It's insane. So they know how to party down.
Start of the third quarter in just a bit, folks.
You're going to be in for a treat tonight. You already are.
Jackson looking to throw. He does. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. Touchdown pass number 100.
This defense for Baltimore is playing lights out.
Hand off. Touchdown.
This is the best Baltimore's played all season defensively, quite honestly. And I know it's against the Saints, but still.
To Holiday your way. Moments away from the kickoff here to start the second half. And a 14-3 ball game. An 11-point Baltimore lead, and they're about to get the ball back. The good news and the bad news for the Ravens is they've had a lead by 10 or more points in each
of the first 9 games this year.
This year, the Ravens. Those other records are combined 71-1, but so far this year, 3 heartbreaking defeats for the Ravens and a record of 5-3. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman.
Well, part of the problem has been the secondary in the second half. That's what's hurt them.
And now we'll see if they can figure out a way to shut down the Ravens offense.
Well, and that'll be the key. And defensively, it really hasn't been that bad for the Saints. It's they haven't made stops on third down. They've got to be better.
That's what's hurt, though.
It's hard when you're going up against someone like Lamar Jackson and you're not getting more out of your own offense. So
depending on severity, Allen could be out 4 weeks or so. I'm going to go with
But at least they finally put something together because they had not up to that point.
Lutz will kick it away.
Maybe 6 weeks.
And he just did.
I'm going to say 6.
Out to the 25 moments ago, Lisa Salters caught up with Dennis Allen.
Hopefully it's not too serious.
Dennis, your offense seemed to struggle for most of that first half, but it looked like he got some momentum on that last.
They got some momentum because they went to no huddle. They started to run some quick plays.
We did a nice job of protecting. We were able to get a couple.
No, the protection was the best in that last series.
But really, I think what started it was the Alvin Kamara run. I think what we got to be able to do offensively is we got to be able to run the ball, which is going to slow down the rush. It's going to give us a lot better chance to operate the passing game.
Well, remember, if you can run the football, this is like, if you can run the football, it'll open up your play action pass.
We're going to do a better job of executing our responsibility on every play to make sure we keep them contained.
Guys.
Lisa, thanks. Baltimore
All right.
6 for 8 on third down.
Baltimore starts the ball in the second half, 1st and 10. Fullback in motion. They give the ball to Drake. Oh, nice move by Drake, but he spinned right into the tackle.
Hey, by the way, a quick shout out.
All right, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
Father of our own Lisa Salters, Glenn Salters, born November 7th, 1932, in Spartanburg, South Carolina, celebrated number 90 today. But the family was in this past weekend. Still plays a lot of golf and watches his daughter make every broadcast.
Wow! Congratulations to Lisa Salters. Happy birthday, Glenn. 90 years old, strong. Looks great too. Still plays golf. Amazing. They give it to Drake. Drake, first down. Ooh. I was just about to say another touchdown. This would be big.
Good block from Morgan Moses.
Yeah, here's some of this movement that we talk about with this Baltimore Ravens offense and the things that they're able to do. This is one of the biggest.
Really good blocking by the front.
Football, yet they're one of the most athletic as well. So when you've got guys that are 320, 330 pounds pulling like that, leading the way, it allows you to do a lot.
And Ravens again controlling the clock with the run game.
Greg Roman talked about it coming in, wanted to get some movement, wanted to do some shifts. He wanted to try to confuse.
There's been a lot of shifting though. Fullback again in motion. They give it to Drake. Drake gets himself about 5.
They described the ground game. Flag is down on this play.
Holding.
Offense.
Number 79. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Troy, they described the ground game that is thought up and put together by Greg Roman.
So there's a holding penalty on Ronnie Staley of the Ravens.
For the average NFL fan, heck, for the
which puts him back 10 yards.
Well, you just hand the ball off, the guy goes forward. What's the big deal? But I mean, he put that together with John's brother Jim at Stanford and with the 49ers.
Is Drake going to be on this series?
For the Ravens.
The reason it's complicated is that you know how receivers have option routes, they can break in.
Looks like they're going with Justice Hill on this run.
Well, they have the same thing.
Unless if they fake it to Lamar. Fullback comes over to the right.
There's a lot of communication that has to take place.
Jackson play action. Looking. Slings it. And sidearms into Hill.
Justice Hill for 9.
2nd down.
And then you've got a guy like Lamar Jackson who's in the middle of all of it. And we said it during Monday Night Countdown.
2nd and 11.
They're going to call a personal foul here at the end of the play.
By who?
What did you see, John Perry?
It's a low hit, not blocked into, so it is a foul for a low hit in the knee area or below.
Ooh, that's dangerous, bro.
Against Malcolm Roach. And that will tack 15 yards onto the end of that play.
And when you look at it, though, Joe, these running backs that they have.
That could have been a bad knee injury for Lamar Jackson.
When you run the ball as effectively as Baltimore does, then immediately people assume that, well, their yards are so good. And their yards
so against zone reads, the Ravens have gotten 44 yards off zone.
Yes, that's true.
76 yards total on the ground.
Backs, even if you take Lamar's numbers out of the picture, they still run the ball for close to 5 yards a carry. I mean, so it hasn't much mattered.
All right, first and 10 for the Ravens. Once again, they send the fullback in motion. They give it over to Hill. Gets himself 8.
A nice gain on first down as he gets 8. You said it, Troy, during the Monday Night Countdown segment, so it's worth going back, though. As we talk about the ground game with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson is an
their offensive line just does a good job blocking.
Pocket. So
Jay says, yeah, I would wait longer than his rookie year. The next time could be Tommy John surgery. Then you need some luck.
And, I mean, he is – there's a lot of critics, but –
I'm gonna give it 6 weeks. This is week 9. Be back week 15. They fake it. Lamar Jackson with the RPO and gets himself a first down.
Not a hand on him. A gain of 6.
And the biggest reason, like Patrick Mahomes and like Josh Allen and some of the great stars of our sport, that even when you have the right coverage and you have the right defense called, they're able to defeat it. And they're just able to make plays that just a lot of other players aren't able to. And that's the maddening part for someone like Dennis Allen.
Yeah.
But this is a great opening drive to start this third quarter by Baltimore.
Jackson 10 for 15 for 105 yards, throwing from the quote-unquote
first and 10
tonight.
Send Jackson in motion. Jackson size arms it, and Ricard gets tackled. It's like about a gain of 4.
Ricard, he started out as a defensive player, was kind of going both ways, and was such an asset to what they were doing on offense.
On the offensive line now.
Is, there are a few teams that carry fullbacks. There's not as many as there once was, of course, with the league becoming what it is with the spread offenses. But he plays almost 70% of the offensive snaps. You see there, 68%.
Patrick Richard has played 68% of the team snaps. Highest by fullback since 2016. Got another play in motion. Jackson once again with the fake, and Jackson gets himself a. Looks like that might be short. It's probably going to be 3rd and inches. Oh, it is a first down.
In that game for Baltimore, that Thursday night game.
The only issue with this play, when Jackson gets the ball, defenses are going to pay attention to that in the postseason, whoever he plays against. That team is going to have to be kind of inferior, where they don't have a good run defense.
They moved the ball back. You saw the indication of a first down. Doesn't matter much. Lamar Jackson on 3rd down and inches picks up the first down.
This is what's killed the Saints. They haven't been that bad defensively. They just haven't been able to stop the Ravens on 3rd down.
On the rushing total list by a quarterback.
Did anybody get hurt on either side?
With his work here tonight.
And Steve Young's talked about it when he came into the league. There's the list.
Most rush yards by a quarterback.
Great players, what they were able to do.
Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Cameron Newton.
And a lot of guys following in his footsteps. All those guys have given defensive coordinators fits, but I've heard Steve talk about it a lot. That as athletic as he was, that as good as he was when he came into the league, he didn't become a great player. He didn't become a Hall of Fame player until he started being able to throw the football from the pocket. And he was as good as anybody that's ever done it doing that. And that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And we've talked about Lamar Jackson and what he's been able to do.
1st and 10 for the Ravens.
That much more dangerous when you
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Dwight Howard quits the NBA and is going to try to sign overseas. 1st and 10. Lamar gets away from the pressure, rolls left, comes back, and great defense.
Oh, man, if he's able to hit Oliver, this receiving core does a good job of giving Lamar Jackson places to go with the ball when he needs help. And here he is.
Again, Roman's calling some good plays.
Oliver, and then he sees his quarterback's in trouble. He cuts to the middle. And if Lamar
was running routes
in stride, he probably hits his head on the goalpost because there was just nobody there out in front of him.
10th play of this drive, Morgan Moses back in.
Man, Ravens have really controlled the clock.
Since the start of 2015.
10th play of the drive, 2 wide receivers. Kenyon Drake gets stopped, probably got 2 yards.
By Marcus Davenport. 3rd down coming up.
A big 3rd down as well for Saints defense.
Bills and Chiefs could be on a collision course for multiple years.
How much time Baltimore has
Bills can't fumble this injury.
They're able to wind the clock down, and if they pick up this first down, I mean, they are 7 of 9 here on third down in this.
This is what's killed the Saints all game. Third downs. Ravens 7 for 9.
Blitz coming from
Blitz.
Mario Davis. Can't get to
Jackson.
And the pass was behind DeMarcus Robinson.
Great stop by the Saints.
Boy, that's another one. A great job by Lamar Jackson. A timely blitz by Dennis Allen, but for him to be able to make Mario Davis miss there. But if he hits Robinson, I mean, you can see it right there.
You know it.
Lamar Jackson, he has him just wide open.
Here's Justin Tucker on the field goal.
32-yard try here by Tucker.
Two big misses by Lamar Jackson that both probably score.
Well, two big misses by Lamar and one big one by Andy. This would only be a one-touchdown game if Marquise Goodwin catches that damn Callaway catches that damn football.
17
on a bad throw by Andy Dalton because he was wide open.
Jackson thinking about what might have been. Back to a 14.
All right, once again, it's back to a 14-point lead with 8:25 remaining in the third. You saw how much clock the Ravens controlled in that possession. Yep. All right, to my NBA fans, let's look around the NBA and check some of the scores out there. In our NBA schedule, we have a 88-80 76er lead over the Phoenix Suns in the fourth quarter, 7:18 remaining in that game. Trailblazers trail by 10 against the Heat, 79-69, while the Knicks are destroying the Timberwolves right now in the second quarter with 5:56 remaining. They're up 23 points. A team that the Lakers struggled to beat. Bulls up 12 on the Raptors, 69-57, 9:13 remaining in the third quarter. Celtics up 11 on the Grizzlies at the half, 65-54. Knicks just ballooned it to 25. Nuggets Spurs second quarter action, 30-28. Spurs up by 2 with 11:36 remaining there. Nets up 14 to start in the first quarter, 25-11 over the Mavericks. We got the Kings and the Warriors at 10 o'clock, Lakers and Jazz at 10:15 in Salt Lake City. And then we got the Cavaliers visiting the Los Angeles Clippers, who are still without Kawhi Leonard. That game is supposed to start at 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific. And for Laker fans, no LeBron tonight. Out with a foot injury. As I mentioned, it's funny that LeBron's got a foot strain now when I was hearing that he had a foot strain from the time that they lost to Golden State on opening night in Golden State. And who was LeBron supposed to play in that next game? The Clippers.
Listen here, he's running a shallow crosser, and you're going to see how open he was. And Lamar Jackson, he does the hard part. He makes DeMario Davis miss. Now, this was the easy part. You know, just deliver a ball.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you can see if he put it on him, he's got a chance to score. He definitely picks up the first down and
Easy.
Moves the chains. And Lamar knows that that's a couple throws. Those are tough. So, as bad as Andy Dalton felt going in at halftime, Lamar Jackson now feels
couldn't extend the lead.
Lamar started 6 for 6 against the blitz. That was his first miss against the blitz. It was coming from DeMario Davis on that third down. Well, Drew Brees, one of the best we've ever covered, one of the best the league has ever seen. During the Drew Brees era, they had hit record after hit record, ranking 4th in the NFL in win percent and winning Super Bowl 44. But since then,
they got fortunate, though.
In a search for the next headliner in the birthplace of jazz, it marched out 5 different starting quarterbacks who have a combined record of 12-13. That man, Jameis Winston, is on the list. 6-4 is his mark. The Saints are, when he's been a quarterback, Dalton 2-3. Trying to
First and 10.
Here tonight.
Dalton, quick throw, complete.
First down, pass complete to the rookie Olave.
You think about that year when Drew Brees came in, of course, Sean Payton's first season as well in 2006, and they just captured the heart of this
Christian
city.
Olave gets
and
about
a lot of suffering fans for a long time.
7 yards on the
Coming
play,
off
2nd and 3.
Hurricane Katrina and that Monday night game that they had against the Falcons, and Man, it was a pretty magical ride for so many years. A lot of fun to cover this football team. And I know Sean Payton's back in Manhattan Beach watching this game. Give a little shout out to him.
All right, 2nd and 3. They give it to Camaro. Straight up the middle. Gets himself a first down.
Saints
needed that.
10 yards for Alvin Kamara.
Good movement up front.
They needed that.
Offensive line, and then let Kamara pick his spot. And he's up to the 3rd level before anybody's even able to get to him. That's pretty nice. That's we heard Dennis Allen coming out with Lisa about having to get the running game going. They just haven't been able to do it. And that is what they need. They don't have Drew Brees, and they need to help out their quarterback and get the running game.
Taysom Hill coming in. Throws it, and it's complete. Got himself a first down.
Number 12. And Taysom Hill shows off the arm for 13 yards.
Yeah, he drove it for sure. And you're going to see Olave out here. This is for any young receiver.
Taysom is only good for about 1 or 2 throws a game. That's it.
Study him because he is really something. And he knows exactly where he needs to sit this thing down. There's so much to like with this young guy.
Leads all rookies in receiving yards.
Taysom Hill stays in there.
RPO.
Hill pulls it out of there and takes it to the 39.
That's like a gain of 7.
None of us will ever forget when we sat down with the aforementioned Sean Payton back in 2017. And Taysom Hill had just been picked up off waivers from Green Bay. And he looked at us in the eyes and he said, he's in the building. We're like, what? What do you mean? He's in the building. What? Our next quarterback is in the building.
Yeah.
Now, it hasn't really played out that way, but they've used Taysom Hill all over the place.
Yeah.
He's proved to be very, very
Well, that's
good.
what Taysom Hill is going to be.
No question. I mean,
We saw him at quarterback. He sucked.
I mean,
he sucked pretty bad.
Dalton back in
Dalton,
there,
and he gets sacked.
Came out,
And the ball came out, and the Ravens recovered.
Now they're going to say, let's make sure this isn't a forward pass. It was close.
Rolling on the field as if the runner was down, it would be 3rd down.
Wow.
runner was down.
I don't think Dalton.
It was a hit by Houston, but I thought, I don't know that the announcement was right. Let's see what
Couldn't
happened.
have been right. Ball's out.
No. That's a fumble.
Now there it is.
Oh.
Runner's down.
Okay. You know what? I thought the ball was out. Good job, officials. I thought the ball was out here, and Andy was able to hang on to it.
Wow.
That's a good call. We're going to get a challenge from John Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's that play.
3rd down and 6.
That's gonna stand.
Look like the proper call.
Yeah, what's unusual is when it's at the top of the helmet, you see a little bit of ball movement, but he gets control of this football, and then when the backside is down, he does have it. Great call by the referee to get that.
Damn, I thought that call was wrong, but
Justin Houston.
That ball popped as soon as he sat down.
But the Saints, for the moment, maintain possession.
Shout out to Nets World in the building. Says, let's go Saints. Well, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do if we're going to get back to let's go Saints. I just don't know if they're going to get it done with Andy Dalton, especially with the way the Ravens are playing defensively. What was I going to say? Just lost my train of thought for a second. What was I going to say? No, was it football? No, it wasn't football related. Oh, no, it was. No, wait, no.
That's a forward.
Oh, my bad. I thought the screen froze, but it didn't. No. What I meant to say was that as you saw, Lamar had opportunities right there, and good job by Andy Dalton of keeping the ball tucked on the right side so that the ball did not get loose. That's what I was thinking about, and then I was like, I lost my train of thought. I was like, why was I then just lost it? But I remember now. Yeah, I just mentioned that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan just came in telling me about Dwight Howard. Excuse me, and I'm letting everybody else know on the channel that Dwight is going overseas to sign with a Taiwan team, but he's quit the NBA. He feels he's been disrespected, according to Dwight, and he is no longer going to be trying to pursue to see if he can get into the NBA. For now, he is going to go overseas and join another team. The Gangs of London? What's this on?
The ruling on the field stands.
Yeah.
Baltimore is charged a timeout, and they lose the challenge. The clock is good.
It's a loss of 2 on the play. Mentioned that Houston's the first player in Ravens history with multiple sacks in 3 straight games, which is it's hard for me to believe to consider when you consider all the great defensive players that the Ravens have had.
I'm shocked that Ray Lewis hasn't had a stat like that, considering how great he's been. 2 plus sacks in 3 straight games. Dalton, quick throw. Olave catches it for a first down. Yeah, but I want a touchdown added to that.
There's the route by Olave. Once again, he just knows that he's got a corner to the outside that you don't want to run out of those breaks like that. Just an
Andy Dalton only got me 5 fantasy points,
what he needs to do when it's man, when it's zone.
Only the second third down conversion by the Saints tonight.
It's just a shame that he's kind of the go-to guy with the injuries they've had at the position.
They give it to Kamara.
Boy, Kamara just hesitated.
Kamara gets about 6.
And went forward for 5.
He's always been so good at that. It's kind of a fine line. A lot of young running backs come into the league, and they are a little too fast, a little too aggressive. They don't have enough patience to really let things develop. And you watch Kamara, and that's kind of a trademark run of his. Pretty patient in the hole. When he sees it, he hits it.
7 rushes, 30 yards.
So far for Kamara. 27 in the win on
Dalton, 2nd and 5.
Raiders. Good protection. Dalton throws, pass caught, first down.
Nice.
That's Kevin White, who is
Kevin White gets himself a first down from the pass from Andy Dalton.
On the Saints.
Was that a gain of 13 or 14?
Season a gain of 10. Second catch for him.
Straight up 10.
Cesar Ruiz at center. He does a great job. And then you got Kamara because Roquan Smith is hitting this on the roll.
Right here. Boom.
And you see Ruiz come over late. Kamara finishes him up. And Andy just sits right in there and trusts the protection and delivers a good ball.
Saints having a good drive of their own. 8-play, 59-yard drive. Let's see if they can take advantage. Dalton. Good protection. Dalton. Looking. Dalton is going to run.
Will take off. Get a short gain, taking it down inside the 15 for 3.
You know, you look at this game.
I was going to say 2 yards.
First half in this offensive
Yeah,
line, they
3.
didn't do anything until really, and I'm not saying it's all on Eric McCoy, but when he goes down and Cesar Ruiz goes to center,
Ryan says he's seeing Wakanda.
Throckmorton comes in at right guard. That they started playing a little offense then and giving Andy Dalton some time in the pocket. They picked some things up pretty well.
9 plays, 62 yards on the drive.
Pressure. We saw it on what might have been the snap.
2nd and 7.
Fumble, but overall good. And Taysom Hill back in at quarterback.
Taysom Hill back at quarterback. They hand it off.
Dwayne Washington over the right side.
And
Smith
looks like he got himself maybe about 3.
Third down upcoming.
Let's see if they keep Taysom Hill.
That's
No, Andy Dalton coming back out.
By the Saints. And now they just need to punch it in. I mean, to be able to defensively to get off the field, giving up just 3 points, they got a real shot here to make this a 1-possession game.
3rd and 4. Trying to get that first down at the very least. Third and 4. Oh, and he's sacked. And Marlon Humphrey gets the sack.
Well, what they tie up the center.
So that'll be another field goal for the Saints. They can't get nothing done again.
Center, they got a guy over him, so he's not able to come out, and they bring 3 defenders against 2 blockers.
The Ravens pressure.
There's no chance, and Dalton just does not see it.
37-yard field goal is the result by Lutz. But that drive comes to a screeching halt on the sack by Marlon.
Lutz gets the field goal, cuts it to 11, but 125 remaining in the third. Look at Humphrey. They don't see. He doesn't see Humphreys from the blind side. Gets the sack off the edge.
11-point game.
$125 remaining in the first half, in the third, almost that first half, in the third quarter. 17-6 Ravens up. Like I said, bro, hope you enjoy the movie. Oh, let me say another thing. About LeBron James. You know, let me say another thing about LeBron. LeBron is doing all this to think that so many people are going to care about him passing Kareem. And you know what's the crazy part about it all? Kareem gives LeBron his respect in terms of a basketball player, but he doesn't like LeBron. Not with some of the stances he's took on social issues. Kareem himself is his own little woke self anyway. But my point is, do you really honestly believe now? Because it's kind of gotten back to the point that now even there are some Laker fans who are turning and are chanting Kobe over LeBron. On top of that, Russ is getting MVP chants and he comes off the bench. But you know what the LeBron stands do? They got to go to the career.
When he drops, you're going to see that Cesar Ruiz, he has no one to block. But that's where they get you with the numbers game. And a lot of these, they come after these protections. The great defensive coordinators, they break down protection. One of the first things they do when they start looking at an opponent.
Shaq is a hypocrite for the Kyrie thing. Why is it playing in your movie theater if Kyrie is such a
dictate a lot of stuff? So really nice job.
He's such an idiot.
Mike McDonald drawing that one up and getting home.
Jay says 2 firsts and a second wouldn't be able to help the Saints. Fair catch.
Marlon Humphrey tonight with a team-high 6 tackles and gets that sack. Week 10 Monday Night Football. Looking forward to this one in Philadelphia.
The Commanders against the Eagles.
8-0 for the first time in franchise history.
Division matchup.
The Commanders at 8 Eastern on ESPN in the app.
Looking forward to that.
Eagles 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. They're having trouble in the second half this year. Jalen Hurts 11 straight wins as a starter right now.
11 straight wins as a starter, and they have yet to trail in any second half this season.
And right now in this game, I haven't seen as much of Deshaun Jackson as
Here are the Ravens.
He's only played 9 snaps.
First and 10.
I thought we'd see a deep ball to him.
Play action. Lamar Jackson rolls right. Fakes the throw.
Fakes the throw and
trying to pull around Demarion Davis, but can't. And gets no gain.
You look around the league from yesterday's games, and some good ones. Last night's game with Kansas City and Tennessee.
That was a great game between KC and Tennessee.
Give Tom Brady enough opportunities, and they gave him 2 there at the end of that game.
How about Joe Mixon yesterday?
That was a great win for them.
4 rush touchdowns and a receiving touchdown against the Panthers. Brady reached 100,000 career passing yards, including the playoffs.
You sort 68 pass attempts by Mahomes.
I could go 3 weeks and not hit 68 pass attempts.
2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10.
Lamar Jackson looking.
Jackson stumbling a bit.
Yep. Jackson, no
And
gain.
Made by Caden Ellis.
Good pressure by the Saints.
3rd down and long coming up.
We saw Pete Werner going in.
30 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And that's a pretty significant loss for them defensively and what he's able to do. That tandem with him and Demario Davis it's really something.
I'm guessing they're going to let the
Was carted off.
clock run out
Back-to-back sacks by the Saints defense.
for the 3rd quarter.
They need more fine work on 3rd down and 10 as we are at the end of quarter number 3 in a 17-6 game. 3rd down when we come back for the Ravens leading this one. To the 4th quarter we go on a Monday night.
All right, folks, as you just heard, through 3, 17-6 game. It's going to be 3rd down for the Ravens. Saints have got to get a stop on 3rd down to give themselves a chance. There's 15 minutes left on the clock, but if you keep letting the Ravens convert on 3rd down, you're not winning this. You're not winning this football game. Like Jay said, it still wouldn't be good enough. Two first halves. Three each. Second half, 3. Still not enough. So, yeah, I just love how Shaq and Chuck are calling Kyrie out, but and now there's some higher ups who are like, they don't want Ime Udoka hired for the Brooklyn Nets. I wonder why that is. What's really sad about this, too, none of the players or CJ McCollum, president of the Players Association, has said nothing. And now I think the NBA is trying to blackball Kyrie out and force him to retire. I'm telling you. This ain't going to bode well for the NBA. And don't forget the CBA. That's another thing.
Do they come after Lamar here on a critical 3rd down, or do they sit back and hope he doesn't find any kind of running lane if he can't get the ball out?
Jackson, 6 for 13 against, not against the blitz, 6 or 7 with the blitz. Jackson, incomplete. Saints finally get a stop.
Made by Isaiah Likely.
And the Ravens are going to punt.
The result.
They initially
needed that.
They were going to bring Demario Davis. Instead, he pulls out. They got 4 guys on the rush. So 4-man rush. There's Demario Davis. He drops. And so you got 4 rushers, and they're able to get the inside pressure on Jackson just off his fingertips.
Cam Jordan was there.
Here's the punt.
Here's a return by Shaheed.
Shaheed,
Breaking tackles.
almost broke a couple. Just got 2, but got to the 32-yard line.
Make a stop on defense, get it back. Down by 11, back in 30 from after this word from T-Mobile.
Oh, I thought we was going to start with Taysom Hill, so no, we're going Andy Dalton.
and hope for the Saints. 3 losses, as we mentioned, have been heartbreaking for John Harbaugh's team. The ugliest was week 2. Up 35-14 against Miami, 12 minutes to go and lost that.
Quite honestly, then Joe Shai should resign. They give it to Kamara, gets about 3 or 4.
Gain of 4, Travis Jones.
Gets 4 on the
He
play.
made the stop.
Yeah, and talking with John Harbaugh, obviously they could very easily be 8-0, but the fact that they're not, he talked about, he's a positive guy, so he's going to look at it as though the glass is half full. Just said
2nd and 7.
Maybe when it's all
Kamara
said
gets
and
3 on
done,
his last run. They send Michael Thomas in motion. Hasn't been able to get involved at all.
And maybe it will.
Dalton,
Time will tell.
play action. Throws it. Overthrows it a little bit.
Behind the intended target, some contact with Kamara, but no flag on Patrick Queen, brings up 3rd down.
And that'll be 3rd and 7.
The pressure off the edge. Dalton was hoping to be able to hold on to that a little bit and try to get the ball down the field, but because of the pass rush on him in the pocket, a little contact on him.
Kamara, 10 touches, 47 yards. It's 3rd and 7.
Dalton in the shotgun. 3rd and 7. Gets pressured. And he's sacked again.
In there along with Houston. And Dalton slow to get up. He got hit hard. 4th down.
And Dalton once again gets sacked.
Houston.
No, Justin Houston, he's coming from
So that's
the
another
inside
punt by the
here,
Saints.
And then you've got Campbell who's going to come around, and as soon as Houston forces him up, that's a big-time hit. There's a lot of times you take hits and you don't feel them. That's one you feel, and he gets that was close. I've seen worse called for roughing the passer, but you can see Campbell trying to come off of him. I think it's a good no call. But they showed blitz, rushed 4, and got home.
Punt by Gillikin.
And
sack of
the punt goes out of bounds.
Ravens defense was just 40 yards.
Is that the great Kent Stabler?
This past week,
No.
we lost the former 1st-round pick and the only punter in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Ray Guy, 3-time Super Bowl champion, who passed away on Thursday at the age of 72.
Hmm.
888 Sports sponsors the NFL on Sky Sports.
The world of sport is a fickle, ever-changing beast. But you'll be ready.
All right, so we're taking a commercial break. Jay says the clueless don't understand that Joe Tsai's treatment on Kyrie is being set down by Adam Silver, who is Jewish. That's why but it's obvious. That's why Adam Silver went so hard on Kyrie anyway. That's why he was like, oh, we're not going to tolerate this. That's why he went hard on Kyrie and slammed him. It's because he's Jewish. Do you think this bye week for the Cowboys going to lose their momentum moving forward, says Ryan? Who do the Cowboys play next? Let me see. The thing with the Cowboys is I'm not worried about them during the regular season. It's either they're going to win a wild card, they're going to win the division, but disappoint you in the playoffs. What's the next game? Falcons and Panthers. That's going to be, well, I don't want to say snooze fest, but let me see. Who do the Cowboys play next? Oh, they got the Packers. Okay. the Cowboys honestly should win that game because the Packers are struggling. So that's a winnable game for the Cowboys. Green Bay has injuries to Randall Cobb. Aaron Jones might play on Sunday, but they just lost their linebacker for the season in Rashad Gray.
Sitting at their own 37. These two teams came in with a long list.
They struggle to score.
Not available because of injury. We've seen
13-10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 17-6 Ravens up on the Saints. Saints have not been able to get nothing going. Too many punts and 2 field goals. Here's the first series for the Ravens. They give it to Drake. How about Drake? Drake still on his feet. Don't lose it. And Drake gets himself a first down. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, shout out to K Sports Talk. What's going on, my man? Long time no see.
By Kenyon Drake, and just dicing and slicing. I mean, here he gets to the edge. Once he gets on the outside, Ricard makes a nice block. Of course, you got Morgan Moses again pulling all the way from the right tackle position, and he's darting and dancing around. And
the Cowboys are going to have to find a way to. The Cowboys' biggest hurdle for me right now is the Eagles in their own division. They're going to have to find a way to give it to Drake. Ooh, damn! I thought Drake was going to get a first down.
Hey, Joe,
damn, Drake looks good running the ball right now. Guys, make sure to hit the like.
Now on the Ravens sideline dealing with a hamstring injury. We're told he's questionable to return, and for the Saints, linebacker Pete Warner is back.
First of all, the Eagles have played well defensively. Oh,
injury, he's questionable, as is defensive end Marcus Davenport, also still back in the locker room with a calf injury.
More injuries for the Saints.
Even thinner.
Deshaun Jackson
starting the game without Marshawn Lattimore.
It's only been on 9 of 49 snaps. Damn. Drake got nothing.
No gain, so third and short coming.
You look at this, and they can afford to give up 3 points, but obviously prefer not to. But they can't give up more than that, and they got to get.
No, if they give up another one, this game is likely over. Because the Saints haven't got anything going.
Right now, where they're at, will Dennis Allen try to dial something up and create a negative play?
It's 3rd and 2. Andy Dalton has been trash.
Clock's running down.
Nope. That's gonna be.
And John Harbaugh saw what you saw.
Timeout. Baltimore.
So Harbaugh called the timeout.
I think Lamar's looking at Harbaugh and saying, "Man, why'd you call timeout? We had what we wanted." Harbaugh wasn't confident he was going to get the play off.
Got the snap away, but the timeout was called. And I'm with you. It's, in the words of Yogi Berra, getting late early here for the New Orleans Saints, because here's a big 3rd down, and the Saints need a stop.
Absolutely, they need to make a stop. I mean, right here. It's just, I'm not saying that this is the game, but if they get the first down here, even if they end up holding them out of the end zone,
Dak Prescott is going to have to find a way to play well.
Time off the clock.
I just don't think that the Eagles are going to allow Dak to play well against them.
On 3rd and 1, 3 times.
I just don't trust Dak against good teams, and the Eagles so far, they've proven me wrong. They're a good team. Am I ready to say they're Super Bowl contenders? No, but they definitely have been. I didn't think they'd be 8-0. I thought 5-3, maybe 6-2, but not 8-0. Lamar fakes it. Oh, almost tripped on his own man. Lamar sheds it. Oh, spins and then gets a first down. He's a real running back playing quarterback.
Trying to get Morgan Moses out of his way. Morgan Moses pulls from the right tackle position, and Lamar's trying to get him turned up so he can go pick up the first down.
How about the spin after? Too many moves.
Job.
Too many moves in the men's arsenal.
On this drive, 4 runs. They have not thrown it yet. And they're at the 19-yard line with a first.
They're going with another run. Kenyon Drake. Gets himself about 6.
And without J.K. Dobbins, and without Gus Edwards, who was iffy with a hamstring all week, And Drake, a former third-round pick by the
Man,
Dolphins,
give me Drake with another
2016.
touchdown, please. I want to get at least
Got a
100
nice
points.
jump when he gets the ball in his hands.
He does, and he missed a couple games himself. And the guy here, Gus Edwards, as we talked about.
Now the quarterback's throwing an interception.
And
Even though Andy Dalton, you could make a case should have had one. Look at the runs on the ground, 149 to 47. I told y'all, if the Saints can't stop the running game, but their offense has been bad because the defense hasn't been that bad for the Saints. Their offense just sucks tonight.
And this time,
what do we have? Offense.
5-yard penalty, second down.
And Lamar Jackson getting into it with, I think, Ronnie Stanley after that.
Well, either that or the center. They're the way that they coordinate. Zeidler taps the center, the rookie Linderbaum, and lets him know when he wants the ball. You're going to see the Zeidler here at right guard. He taps the center, Linderbaum, lets him know, hey, okay, gave him the foot, now snap it. And the center has to know what the clock says.
Yeah, that's on the center. That's on the center. 2nd and 10.
Having said that, we haven't talked about Linderbaum. For him to be a rookie, he's really played well, and not an easy position for a young player to come in and communicate the offensive calls.
So Jackson flips it, and Drake gets away, but no, that play was screwed up. From when Jackson called the ball late, that's a loss. That's a loss of 5. 3rd down.
And they just got that play off. So it's been an effort to get the snap before the play clock expires, and the Ravens are down to 1 timeout. And John Harbaugh is not happy with the way they're resetting the play clock.
No, he's not. He's not. And hey, you've already talked about what's happening.
All right, it's 3rd and 14.
Some of the leads that they've blown. I mean, he hasn't been comfortable all night. They're having a hard time getting set up now.
Play clock at 3. Jackson, quick throw. Oh, fumbles it. Almost intercepted.
Down to the turf
and
out of the arms of Isaiah Likely and nearly picked.
If that ball had been intercepted, I think Harbaugh might have lost his mind.
Oh.
They come out, they couldn't get set up. Lamar Jackson's trying to move everybody around.
Isaiah Likely got lucky.
And almost because of the deflection is given an opportunity for the Saints to be able to come away with the football.
Paulson and Debo had
all right, so we got a field goal
shot at it
by Justin Tucker, 41-yard attempt. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's good.
Tucker has now made 64 straight field goals in the 4th quarter or overtime during the regular season. Unreal. 14-point game.
Damn, Lamar Jackson's still hot. Still talking to his center. Quick little NBA update. Jazz up 31-29 over the Lakers right now. Currently, I think it's in the 1st quarter. Yeah, 2:30 remaining in the 1st quarter. It's 31-29 in favor of the Jazz over the Lakers. So Lakers keeping it close. Yo, by the way, shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. They're 8-1 so far to start the season. But I like this team. This team, there's something different about them, but I really like this team. All right, we're back to live action.
It symbolizes the pursuit of happiness and excellence by a team that has lifted New Orleans up to the hardest of times and has united a multicultural population. The world knows it.
Ravens up 20-6 on the Saints.
New Orleans native Byron Bernard performing his rendition of When the Saints Go Marching In, captured in watercolor by famous local artist Frenchie. A Monday Night Football staple when here in New Orleans. And the Saints offense, well, the stats, we'll try to get through some of them, not overwhelm you with them, but tonight, what they've done on third down, they've not been able to score.
All right, here's the kick.
Yet, trailing by 14 points again.
And that's going to be a touchback.
At the 25. We watched Lamar Jackson.
8 minutes, 31 seconds remaining.
Just in total frustration with what transpired on that last possession, having to use 2 timeouts, not being able to get the snap away. And he was getting into it with Stanley. Frustrated with the group up front.
Yeah, I think that's Ronnie Stanley being a veteran and just trying to calm him down. I mean, that would be my guess. They'll be answering those questions after the game, but yeah, he's frustrated.
Let's see what the Ravens go with. First series. Here we go. 4-man rush. Dalton, quick throw. It's better, and it's intercepted.
What a night by Justin Houston. Urban got his hands
and
on it.
Justin Houston intercepts the pass on a deflection.
Forcing the takeaway by Houston, his first pick.
On the first play. Well, Andy Dalton will be.
Houston's had a lot of great games in his 12-year career.
Well, Andy Dalton will be playing in Week 10. Not after this performance.
No, this has been amazing. I mean, you got Urban inside. He gets his hand up, deflects it. But for Houston to be able to come back, makes a good play on the football. And you already talked about the sacks that he's had this year and the year that he's having.
On top of the fact that you had the sacks.
This year, I mean, imagine what his numbers would look like.
Ravens defense has been filthy today.
This year because he has really been a force.
He's got 3 straight games with 2 or more sacks. First player to do that at the age of 33.
2.5 sacks, 1 interception tonight.
The Hall of Famer back in '98. And for Justin Houston, 2.5 sacks tonight.
Ravens get the ball back on offense.
Career interception, and that's the first turnover of the game. And right back to work.
And they give the ball over to Kenyon Drake. Gets himself some nice yardage.
Yeah, Baltimore could pretty much shut the door on him right here. And it's deflating, like we talked about at halftime, that defensively in the first half, they really weren't that bad. I mean, they did some good things going up against Lamar Jackson.
The problem has been the offense for the Saints. It hasn't really been the defense.
Wide receiver and whatever they've got on the
field. They're in position right now.
That's a nice gesture here. Got his jersey on. Rewards him. Good stuff. But it's hard to keep
second and 1.
Well when your offense isn't doing more.
And Kenyon Drake gets himself a first down, and Drake is going to get himself a first down. So it's 1st and goal for the Ravens.
So tonight, an opportunity for the Saints to get their 4th win, to get up into a tie for first place in the division. Instead, it appears the Baltimore Ravens
they've outplayed them.
Out of here with their 6th win of the year. Long way to go, still over 7 minutes, but a 1st and goal now for the.
No, it's going to look bleak because now you're going to be down 3. You're going to be down 3 scores.
I mean, this offensive line trying to corral Lamar, and then with the other backs that they have, they just.
I guess they're going back with Drake, or they might fake it to Lamar on the RPO. Here we go. They give it to Drake. Touchdown! He's in for the touchdown. He's in for the touchdown. And the Ravens get another touchdown by Drake. I'm hyped. 2 rushing touchdowns by Drake. 24-yard catch by Isaiah Likely. 3-yard touchdown run. It's a 26-6 Baltimore Ravens lead over the Saints.
Make sure he got it in before the knee went
down. Yep, right there. Yep.
Sure looked good to me.
Looks good to me, too. Yep. He should be good.
To John Perry. Looks good to the officials.
It looks good to me.
In the game, and
that looks good to me.
Another touchdown for Kenyon Drake. 2 on the night.
Here's the snap, and Tucker adds more. 27-6.
Lamar was frustrated the previous possession, But thanks to the interception by Justin Houston, another chance. Lamar happy. Ravens leading by 21.
All right, so with 6:44 remaining here in the 6:56 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Right now, 6:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. My bad. Ravens up 27-6 on the Saints. You know what, Jay? You might want to drop off. You might want to drop off the S. You might want to drop off the S. The first. The first letter in Saints, you might want to drop that. Might want to drop that letter down. I mean, quite honestly, I think at this point, I doubt that they're going to come back. Probably get myself to the 3-hour mark and then just call it a night. Give me 1 second, guys. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, so far, it's been total domination by the Ravens defense. The Saints offense has not been able to get any type of momentum, and the only momentum they've really had on the 6 points they've scored have been 2 field goals. That's pretty much it. They've got nothing going offensively. And on the first series that Andy Dalton had, he got picked off. First play, picked off the deflection. Just shout out to the Ravens defense. They were just making plays. They've been making plays all game. Sacks. You get a takeaway, forcing 3 and outs. Jay says that's too much disrespect. There were Saints fans in here. Lamar, 69 rush yards, 7.7 per rush, 10 plus yards. 10 plus yards. He had 3. He had 10 rushes. He had 3 rushes of 10 plus yards. Saints on the kickoff return.
They're going to be a handful.
Oh, your boy just tripped.
Stretch in the AFC. Let's see who is ruling the moment. Brought to you by Burger King. And if there's ever been
the run game and the defense,
I guess the criticism for Greg Roman and the offense saying that it lacks creativity, their ground game, their run game has plenty of creativity.
There's no question. I mean,
they just had the passing attack. This Ravens team is freaking dangerous.
It's one thing if you have to just
that's what they're lacking.
Which you do against this offensive line. They're the second largest offensive line in football. But then the mental drain that it takes.
And the discipline. That should be on the offense.
Where your eyes
that might be a false start on the offense. Yep.
Everyone but the center. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's interesting. It's everyone but the center, but it's the center that didn't do the job. But he doesn't get the penalty. But yeah, I agree with you, Joe. And you've heard me talk about it. So
Ravens, 162 total,
they're
132 really against the zone.
Baltimore is by the way that they're run, the stability that they have. It all starts at the top with the owner.
Saints in the shotgun. They hand it to Kamara. He gets nothing.
But it is a team, and I know that they haven't always finished the way that they'd like, but I agree that it's a team that has weathered a lot, has lost some games.
The tackle was made by Campbell.
But John Harbaugh does a great job of keeping them focused, and I think their best days are ahead of them.
Goes from Steve Deshaun,
Saints nearly in the back of their own end zone. 2nd and 20.
Over for Ozzie Newsome in 2019. Ozzie's still around the franchise.
Under 6.5 remaining. Dalton, quick throw, caught.
On 2nd down and 20 by Marquez Callaway, and Hamilton came up to make the stop. But they draft well. They add the proper pieces. They just made the trade at the deadline to get Roquan Smith.
They make a lot of good decisions. Yeah, and I wasn't trying to imply that Ozzie Newsome was still the GM. Eric, the
I mean, I said it.
But the stability, all these guys have been there a long time, and everybody knows each other. And that's
they just ain't it tonight. Quick throw by Dalton
to the blocking, and he won't get the first down.
Get it to the rookie.
Ravens brought the blitz.
That's Olive.
Well, I would say that Roquan Smith's debut as a Baltimore Raven has been an overwhelming success. And he talked about it. We heard Lisa Salter before.
Him and Justice Houston, MVP of the defense. Dalton
Conversion as Traquan Smith
gets a first down to Traquan Smith.
Catch.
But we heard Lisa Salters talk about it. Roquan wanted to stay in Chicago, it sounded like, but he couldn't get the contract this summer. He held out. Was there in the building, just not practicing, and now of course he's got a lot of leverage now with what they gave up, and they still got to get him signed.
1st and 10.
Here's Dalton
rolls right, throws it away.
Let's look at some of his work tonight.
Pretty physical inside presence, and that's really what
physical.
This defense is.
Read the run plays real well.
And a guy whose career, I guess started off a little bit slow. I think he got it going, and over the last few years, he has just been a dynamic player. And he has helped. He has helped this defense tonight, and he's going to continue to make
under
plays
5 remaining, 2nd and 10.
In the games ahead.
5 stops in the game tonight. 2nd down and 10. Pass is zipped into Traquan Smith.
Traquan Smith gets the completion, about a gain of
short of first down yardage. 3rd down coming up. They've had to basically put an addition onto the linebacker room for the Baltimore Ravens with the players that they've had coming back, and the trade.
Saints came into this game as the best 3rd down team in the NFL. Ravens held them to 2 for 10. 3 and 11 now. Kamara and goes out of bounds.
Now they need to find extra chairs to fit in that room.
Yeah, and they might need to find a soft pillow for Andy Dalton after this game, because Tyus Bowser, who got activated this week and is playing for the first time after coming off that Achilles
1st and 10 for the Saints.
Year, he just came in and wiped out Dalton at the end of this game. So even though Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator,
Dalton, 1 pick, been sacked 4 times, 18 out of 27 from the field.
They're still getting sacks, and they're still getting pressure on the quarterbacks.
Under 4.5 to go. First
Dalton going deep. Why?
Incomplete. Prior to that last 3rd down conversion on the throw to Kamara, the Saints were minus 14 yards combined on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're not going to win games. You're just not. It's like losing the turnover battle that, there's certain situations.
They didn't convert on 8 third downs.
Key downs, and 3rd down, of course, being that one. Not only did they not convert on 3rd downs, but then they couldn't make stops defensively on 3rd down.
Only 3 3rd down conversions all game for the Saints.
2nd and 10.
Still looking for their first touchdown.
Look out.
Humphrey was coming on the blitz. Juwan Johnson makes the catch.
And he gets open.
Saying this is a live play.
And it's a touchdown.
And he's in for the touchdown.
Why did the Ravens stop playing? Did they think he stepped out of bounds?
Peters along the sideline thought that Johnson was out of bounds.
Let me see.
And nobody touched him on his way to the end zone.
Let's see if Juwan Johnson stepped out of bounds here.
That's the question. But even at the end of this play,
yeah, he's out of bounds.
Peters
he's out of bounds.
Is there? But right after this, let's take a look. See.
Yeah, he's out of bounds. The right foot.
I think he's in.
It looks. Yeah. It looks there like he might be on it, but nothing down the line. It's just hard. You don't see.
Oh no, did he
you
stay?
Don't see green on the right of his shoe. You see sideline, but there's just nothing right down the line. I mean, that looks like he would be out, but it's hard to tell. But after this, I don't know who the defender was that came over, but he just kind of lets him go right there at the end. He's coming in rather than finish off the play. I mean, that to me looks like he's out.
Yeah, I thought the left foot made it clear.
I got a slice of green in there.
Yeah, I do too.
You know what? And angles are everything. Great camera.
He doesn't look out with his right foot. I thought his left foot was out.
So you can always come back and fix it. But let this go. Let the 6 points go on, and if needed, come back.
It was Chuck Clark there to 36, who he's arguing with the official saying that he was out, and rather than finishing the play and letting them sort it out.
And the touchdown is going to hold up. That is 41 yards to Juwan Johnson. His third touchdown of the year. And a career long for number 83 to 41 yards. And
so that touchdown is going to stand. Lutz kicks it in for the extra point, and it's good.
They have all three of their timeouts. Back to a 14-point game. As Juwan Johnson did a nice job of staying in, and he took it down the sideline for the score.
Hey, don't go to sleep on this one yet.
Yeah.
You're not singing over there, Dandy Don?
I thought this thing.
We're not turning out the lights yet.
Well, the Ravens are going to get the ball back if they don't allow an onside kick to be recovered, that is.
Peters talking to whoever will listen on the sideline for the Ravens. And right now it's John Harbaugh.
I'd like to hear what that conversation is.
I think Harbaugh's about done with it.
I think he is too.
You gotta let it go at this point.
I think I'd be talking to Chuck Clark.
John Harbaugh is a young 60 years old.
They know he was 60.
Each birthday I have too.
Yeah. Here is Duvernay on the return.
Duvernay on the return gets put out of bounds.
And he gets dragged down out of bounds. Let's look ahead 1 week from tonight. Here we go. Here we go.
Commanders and Eagles, divisional matchup.
Touchdown! We damn good. But they are damn good. They've proven it all year long. 8-0, first time in franchise.
Commanders,
history.
Eagles next Monday.
Not only do they have all the elements of a great team with the offensive line?
Commanders have played well the last 2 weeks. Cowboys 6-2, Giants 6-2, Eagles 8-0. The division actually looks respectable for a change this year.
Together, but they're deep. Yeah, they have depth.
Excuse me.
And in today's NFL,
Lamar Jackson with the carry.
Any piece of the puzzle because week after week
Gets himself about 6.
Another succumbing to injury, and the Eagles, you know, they've got backups that can play.
I think the personnel department's really done a fine job, not just this year, but it's easy when you're 8-0 to say that a particular team just feels like they've got it. All 8-0 teams kind of feel like they've got it, but we saw them week 2 when they took on Minnesota, and we came out of that game basically saying the same things that everyone's saying now about
2nd and 4 for the Ravens.
Something about that Eagles team that feels
they
good. It just feels like
sent player in motion on the RPO, and Lamar Jackson gets himself a first down.
By the way, the Eagles also have the Saints' first-round pick.
All the Ravens got to do is just run the ball. That's it. The Saints haven't been able to stop the run all game, so just keep running the ball to run out that clock.
Challenge Howie Roseman if you're in a stadium and he's walking
But
I
think the timeout was called.
And you will never live it down. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. It's going to be fun to watch that team. And Washington had something going, and I watched a lot of that game yesterday, and I mean, they got to be kicking themselves for letting that one slip away to the Vikings.
You know, and they were on a roll. They had won 3 in a row and had the Vikings on the ropes and just unable to finish it off. But Taylor Heineke got a little Brett Favre in him. In fact, he's got a lot of Brett Favre in him.
Right.
But he's given them a chance, and he's won some games.
Plays made here by Passanio. Here, look at this catch by
Curtis Samuel.
The official helped out, which I know just me even saying that makes John Perry mad down to my right.
There's 3
be there.
There's 3 defenders down there.
And an official.
And an official. I'm not sure that was a good read, but it was a good catch.
John, you ever get in the way of
wow, that NFC North is weak as.
You always try to avoid it.
I did have issues.
Minnesota is running away with this.
Go when you're inside those walls. You climb a wall. Yeah, a tough break by the official.
Rub of the green is what they
rub of the green
say sometimes.
Yeah. I think Yogi said that back in the day. Second down and 10 for the Ravens.
So that's good comedy there. When you're able to circle it.
Second
back.
and 10.
Yeah,
they hand it off to Drake.
That's what they call it.
Drake gets himself some good yardage. Just played great
about
tonight.
A yard short of first down yardage. The question with Lamar Jackson with this new style of quarterback play, and there's nobody like Lamar. Here he is last week in that Thursday game signing. Now, he says he didn't know what the sign said, but it does happen to just say, pay him now, number 8. And the question is about the guaranteed money. He assumes a lot of risk because of the way he plays. It's just his style. He takes a lot of hits. Running backs do not have long careers typically in the NFL because of the hits they take. And then the question is guaranteed money.
Scheduled to be free agent in 128
really
days,
no
March
between
15th.
a quarterback that wants to be with an organization and an organization that wants the quarterback there.
Yeah, this organization doesn't want to.
They give it to Drake,
It's been good tonight.
and he gets a first down.
They don't want to know what life is without Lamar Jackson as their quarterback. I mean, let's be honest. He's going to get paid. And John Harbaugh said as much.
Give me 100 yards with Drake, please.
You know, like you said, I think it is really the guaranteed money, but he's going to make a lot of it, and deservedly so.
Enough with the GOAT talk, man. Lamar's
Deshaun
great.
Watson contract
I like watching Lamar
given
play,
by the
but the
Browns
GOAT?
230
We got to stop using that.
guaranteed
We got to stop
money.
using it loosely just because we love that player, man.
Got the attention
Listen,
of everybody.
Lamar's
in the
great.
NFL, and
No question.
Owners around the league
One of the
are
great
saying
young
that's an
quarterbacks in the
anomaly.
league. We got to stop walling with that.
Players around the league are saying,
And
that's
Drake.
And that's out there now.
And
so a guy like Lamar Jackson is saying,
Drake
well,
got
that's
himself
happened
about
already in the league.
7 yards on
If
that.
Watson got it, well, that's where I should be.
Yep. No, you're
Yeah,
totally
Scamdy,
right.
Flaughton ain't bringing back the
And,
Aints.
You know, Deshaun Watson, he
No,
hasn't
this
played
game
football
is over, man.
in a while. And so if you're Lamar Jackson or any number of these quarterbacks that are coming up that feel like you've proven yourself on the field, then it stands to reason they take the position they do.
All right, it's the 2-minute warning, but this game is pretty much over. So it pretty much is going to be 27-13. Ravens are going to win this. I doubt. So I'm just going to click this off here. This game is pretty much done. Andy Dalton played awful with 1 interception, got sacked, 4 or 5 times? Lamar Jackson wasn't spectacular by any means, but the run game, throwing to 8 different receivers, the defense. This is why I picked Baltimore to win, because I just wonder how the Saints were going to be able to stop their run game. And if Greg Roman was going to be able to spread the ball out, which he did. And so the Saints, their defense was not bad in the first half. They only allowed 14 points. I mean, they only allowed 13 in this half. The only problem is that the Saints' offense is a big problem. It was a big problem all game. So with that being said, this is why the Saints will now find themselves with a 3-6 record and now 2-4 at home after tonight, while the Ravens move up to 6-3 in the AFC North, and they'll be up a full game on the Bengals. I mean, Kendrick Drake did his thing, 96 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. One was a 1-yard run and the other was a 3-yard run. Andy Dalton, the Ravens want to say thank you for your contributions in helping them win this game. From the sacks to the ento. But ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Shout out to everybody in the chat who were able to stay here. Shout out to Jay and everybody else as always. We'll be back on the next one on Wednesday. Keep smashing those likes. Keep hitting that subscribe. Making sure to share the streams. This is Louis Sports Network saying, take care. Good night. I'm pretty sure the Ravens are going to win this by the score of 27-13. Once again, the defense played great. Great play calling by Greg Roman. Lamar didn't even really have to do too much. And Kenyon Drake got you 2 touchdowns. And the rookie Isaiah Likely got you 24-yarder. So great job by the Ravens. Tough loss for the Saints. Until next time, have a wonderful night, everybody. Cue that outro.
So many times, and I just wish they would just stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. I mean, he was, Michael Jordan, I'm Kobe Bryant. I mean, we're 2 different players, and I wish people would just let it go. It really annoys me because, you can't compare